All right, welcome back to Cricket for Americans. Nick here, and I am bringing you some more test cricket action. Pakistan versus South Africa. And, I'm 22 minutes late to the beginning of session one for day four, and already 2 wickets have been dropped since then. They have fallen since, and it's just insane. South Africa leads by 34 is all. They just lead by 34. The captain, De Kock, went down again with an under 10 score. Did he get 10 or so in the first? He got a little score. He has not had much of a presence. And now what? You got the tail end, right? You got the tail end. This is not looking good for South Africa. Barring a collapse by Pakistan, this is going the way I said it was going to go a few days ago, where I said Pakistan, I feel, are going to take this first match. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me how. But somehow I've done it again. What is up, everyone? We already got 10 in the chat so fast. How are you guys doing? Let's say some hellos. Yusuf, how are you doing? 2 quick wickets. You know it. I was just getting things set up. 2 quick wickets. Jerome, how are you doing? From Sydney. How are you doing, Sydney? Good day, mate. How are you doing? Kush, yep, 2 wickets already gone. I still have no idea who's taking the wickets yet. What's up, Laughter Express? I appreciate the support you give to all of our channels, Laughter Express. Joy, how are you doing? Hello, Mirza. I like that picture. That's nice. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. How are you? Kush says, hey, CFA, what's up? Tyreek, which team are you supporting? I'm going with Pakistan this time, Tyreek. I am. I picked them in day one. I felt good about him. Gabe was in the chat that day, and he started laughing in the chat, saying, I was thinking South Africa, so it kind of worked out that way. And so far, some things don't change, right? Hey, what's up, AJ? What's up? How are you doing? Makes me think of Fat Albert. Hey. How are you? Mohammed, he's got 4 wickets. Ooh, he's looking for the fifer. Good day. Blobby, what's up? Yeah, Arjit, how are you doing? Good to see you on the stream. Looks like Pakistan's definitely going to win this one, right? It looks that way. Cole, how are you doing? He says this performance is heartbreaking. Are you South African, Cole, or are you just rooting for South Africa? Pakistan's not taking the new ball. This is crazy. So I was getting things ready. I was actually finishing watching a show with Jody and had to get a few things taken care of, edit my video for board reviews. And so I was 20 minutes late to this, but I knew they were coming in with 4 wickets, and they got those 3 of those 4 wickets late yesterday. From my count, late, like in over 67 to the 70s or something like that. Other than that, it was going good for South Africa. They had what? They had to have a 140 or a 150 before the second wicket fell. But now you're talking about 5 quick wickets combined last session yesterday, first session today. And it changes the entire match. You lose all of those guys. De Kock, I want to say this is his first year as the captain, at least for this longer stretch. And is batting wise, it's just, this guy was killing it in the IPL. And I know what you're going to say about the IPL. But man, yes, Cole is South African. How you doing? Yeah, you're welcome for the pick, Mirza. It's awesome. Good decision by Pakistan. The ball's assisting the spinners. Yeah, right? Okay, there you go. They were 175 for 1. Oh, man. I wasn't confident to say 160 for 1. Jeez. I don't know. I just felt like Pakistan. I've seen so many scores on my phone, and I was able to watch the matches. Pakistan lose. And this is South Africa. It's in Pakistan, so that always helps, right? But I just had a feeling they're going to win this first match. I don't know about the series, but it bodes well when you win that first match. What's up, Jordy girl? 5:25 a.m. in the UK. Wow. That is early. Are you getting ready for your day at work? What time do you have to leave for work? Before, when I was teaching at the school, I would have to leave my house by no later than 7:10. So I'd wake up like 5:30, 6 o'clock. Now, because we don't have to start our day till 8:20, now I'm sleeping till at least 7 o'clock. 5:25. Ooh. Eventually we'll go back to those days. Who knows when? What's up, Suhail? Hey, Nick, how are you? You all right? Also, it was Yadira Shah who took the last 2 wickets. Ooh. You mean Yasir Shah? I'm guessing that's who you meant. Look at Yasir. Oh, my man, Yasir. He was a guy that when I was rooting for England, when Pakistan was playing England back in our summertime, I said, there goes that man. He's the guy I worry the most about. This guy will just bowl over after over after over. Look how small that guy is, man. Bavuma's a small guy. Yeah, he's deadly, though. Shaw is deadly. So, I mean, Lindy, he can bat a little bit, right? He can bat a little bit. He's an all-rounder. Buvuma. So these are the last two. This is the last two hope for South Africa. They actually have a pretty deep batting lineup as far as guys that can hit. Pretty deep. It's just not working out for them. Look at that. Maharaj and DeCock both go down for scoring 2. Faf once again with a 10. Seems like eons ago when he got that 199. What's up, Jawad? How are you doing? Because old ball is better for reverse. That's why no new ball. Yeah, I mean, it's working so far, right? South Africa need at least a 150 for the target. Yeah, you would think so. And I'm not trying to throw any shade at Pakistan, but I've seen them collapse at like 100 or less. It's definitely not the 36 all out. There's a 4 right there for South Africa. They need that. Oh, they need that one. That boundary right there takes us to 199. Mears just said, yeah, 175 for 1. Jeez Louise. No team wins away from home. Rankings is not that important these days. No teams win away from home. I know a team that did. Very recently. Oh, I have to say it. Captaincy must have taken its toll. Let's hope it affects Sanju in a positive way for the Royals. There you go. What's up, Mohit? I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How are you? Makram and Dustin played 236 balls, partnership going well, then choked in the end of the day. I mean, that happens. You were there for a long time, right? And if you choke at the end of the day and you lose those wickets, you're hoping that the rest of your team can pick you up, right? You're hoping that they can pick you up. It just doesn't always happen, unfortunately. Not always does it happen. Still 199 for 6. I'll get the score on here in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Just a minute. Let's see. We got some more hellos to do. Shy, how you doing? One more thing I do not like about South Africa is that they never address their real issues in their cricket system. Yeah, that sucks. Ashutosh, what's up, buddy? Thanks for saying hi. Harry, how are you doing? Here you go, Jordy girl. If I had to leave for work, 5:45, working from home, so 6:30 to go get set up. There you go. Man, you get set up early. But at least you finish earlier, right? A lot of chat coming in today. T10, is that what you're saying? Yeah, I want to watch some of those matches. I couldn't do it this morning. I probably will do it tomorrow morning, but I want to see some of those matches for sure. How much did Markram score? I don't know. Let me find out. Let me find out here. They're at 200 now. 206 loss. Markram got 74 on 224. 74 on 224. What's up, Boomer? Yeah, that's Boomer right there. What's up, Boomer? Right? India just won in Australia. That's what I was referring to. CFA is growing faster than board reviews. You know, it seems like that, right? It's actually not. But it seems like that. You just got to remember, Born Reviews now gets more in the YouTube algorithm because of the 35,000 subscribers. It seems like that. Now, I will say, like the last week, with the exception of the last 3 days, the week before that, it was growing larger. I mean, the India, Australia, and all the videos we did connected to that or after that really, really helped. So I guess for a week it was, but it's still, we're working towards it. It's definitely grown a lot the last 1,000 subscribers or so. Really, really appreciate that. Nick, when you're going to go, I know, 2005 Ashes, we're going to. I keep telling myself, and then I have my long list, and then I'll see the Patreon requests and all this kind of stuff, and I just forget about it. But yes, we're not intentionally not doing it. We just need to do it so soon. And now that you remind me that, it's going to get in my head, hopefully. For which channel? For Born Reviews? I don't know. Born Reviews, it was going really low for a while. I did stop doing the 2 videos a day because it was just too much. Way too much. It's easier during the summertime, but not when school starts back up, regular year. But yeah, it seems like ever since COVID hit, that really took a hit. Some channels are still doing well. But if you notice, even for some of the bigger channels, you look at their numbers compared to their subscribers after a few days, and it's like night and day. So I think that had a big effect. I think also, like with anything, in any kind of channel, you kind of have those like peaks and valleys. 1 million a year? No, I don't think so. We've been doing Born Reviews it'll be 2 years in April, but we didn't start doing the Indian content and therefore growing subscribers until like September. But with CFA, it'll be a year in, I think, this April or May. For some reason, I like that month. I don't think we'll hit 1 million in a year. But you got to think about like channels like Golden Ducks and what We Are Cricket, other channels like that. They're kind of around 20, 25, 30, 35,000. And then I think it's tough to get past that. For some reason, sports on YouTube, it does not grow as much as movies on YouTube for some reason. But, we're loving it right now. It's kind of like a nice number right now, to tell you the truth. With the streams, if we get to 34 like right now or hundreds on other days, like it's easier to manage and get to know you guys and talk amongst us. Hey, Nick, not T10, SRT 10, Sasha and Ramesh Tendulkar 10. Oh, my bad. Thank you for letting me know. Hey, Nick, what are your thoughts on the Pakistan players? Just asking. I got to watch a lot more of it, but obviously I'm impressed with Yasir Shah and Shaheen. Shaheen has not really impressed me too much in this match, but I mean, he's got that ability to get that fiver. I mean, it's like he has the fivers in his back pocket, and he decides to use it every once in a while. The batting makes me nervous, and I think that's been the thing forever, right? The fielding is suspect, the batting is suspect, the bowling is really, really good, pace and swing. But I think the batting, from what we've seen here against South Africa's got some serious pace bowlers, right? And this is spinners territory in the subcontinent. But with that being said, pace is still pace. And Linda, right here, these guys, they're not going away. You got to get these 2 guys out before they start. Before you know it, you have a 200 lead, South Africa does, and they're putting a 400 inning. But I do think, with what I saw, 2 days ago, who was the guy? Fawad, is that his name? The guy who's like Chandrapal. He really impressed me with his ability to sit there, stay pat, and use his brain and use his footwork. I think the batting might be on the mend for them. I've not seen the ground yet. It does seem that seems like the outfield's a little fast. CFA, yeah. CFA has always been a slow grower. We got our first 1,000 so quick because of all of our friends at Born Reviews and Cricket Tuesday. And it kind of worked out perfectly for the channel, monetized and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, we got that 1,000 so quick. And then we were having days where we would have like 0 new subscribers or like 5 new subscribers. It was like that for a long time. And then again, I always give the credit to Gabe. He's like, we got to do some live cricket. That made a huge difference. Huge difference. And so we were still like maybe doing 20 subscribers a day, 25, which is awesome, right? But for that India, Australia, right before it ended and after it ended, we were doing like 100 a day, which is fantastic. We were having several days at Boring Reviews. We were getting like 50 to 100 every single day before COVID hit. I've seen it, Laughter Express. I have seen it. And so I've asked a few people on Instagram and different messages. I'll ask you, Laughter Express, and anyone else in here, without sharing my opinions about the movie or any spoilers, going to say that for the review because we are going to review it. Me and Gabe are. After watching the movie, I can see how it possibly could be an area. Oh, it got past the wicketkeeper. It could possibly be an area of frustration and maybe even controversy, especially since Amazon Prime and Netflix apparently weren't willing to take it up. And I could see why to a certain extent, but at the same time, it's talking about a custom, a way of life, a way things are done. And so I'm curious, what do you guys feel? Without spoilers or anything like that, what do you feel? Do you think do you think it offended you in some way? Or do you think that you didn't worry about that? You just enjoyed the film a lot? It's definitely something you can talk about, and definitely an interesting movie, 100%. That's what I thought, Muhammad. That's exactly what I thought. When COVID was hitting everything, back in my mind, I had the evil thought of, well, at least the YouTube channels will do well because everybody's home. That's what I would have thought. That's what everyone thinks. No way. Our views, our subscribers just went down, like so far down, like right when COVID hit. I mean, things at Boring Reviews were going really, really well, actually. And we still grew it from that point, but they were going really well in all different aspects. And then it just, no joke, right when March, boom, middle of March, big difference. During COVID, cooking channels in India got jackpot. Everyone's watching them. There you go. There you go. And I'm sure a lot of news was being watched as well. Roar of the Line. Yes, that's the Donny one. I got to get to that for sure. AJ, I want to be a YouTuber. I can't afford the equipment right now as I'm still studying. You know what, AJ? I understand that 100%. But you can start your YouTube channel and do, our early videos on Boring Reviews. And for a long time, most of those videos were done with this iPhone right here. This is my old phone now. I got a new phone, which I do not like. The A71. I don't like it at all. I'm going to take it back, I think. But on the iPhone XR, that's what I used to record all of our videos before COVID. And the microphone on it actually is decent enough. It's not great. But if you watch our first, 100 videos before we got the microphone, you can tell the audio. And then you want to get yourself a microphone, which is about $50. It is a little pricey. You can get some cheaper ones, but you definitely notice a difference in audio. And then a few cords to connect the microphone with the phone, different certain adapter, and you're set, man. You're set. If you want to do streaming, then a webcam is what you need. But honestly, if you have the phone already, $50 for the microphone, you want to get a light. So yeah, that's probably another $50 or so. But $100, $100 will do you. We can talk about it on Instagram or an email whenever you want. We can even do a private stream one-on-one, and I can help you out if you want. Ooh, close. I can see them losing in India. Oh, are you talking about England? England has not lost a single series in World Test Championship. Didn't that start this year or last year? But hey, it's true. It's true. Shaheen Afridi is a good bowler. He always bowls well, but no support from the other. Even if he does maidens, other side, they get 4 to 5 runs every over. Yeah, but he just has not seemed the same. He's not seen the same this match. And granted, it's not like, it's just one match. But let's see. He did get 2 wickets, and he only bowled 11 overs, and he had a high economy rate. Excuse me, I almost said ERA, which is a baseball term. And then right now, he's gotten 0 wickets, and the economy rate's still 3.5. Naman Ali has bowled more overs and had a way lower economy rate. He's probably one of the spinners. Fahim Ashraf has bowled way less overs, but has a lower economy rate as well. Yasir Shah has a very low economy rate. He's bowled the most overs, and he's got the most wickets. Yasir Shah's been an animal. Yeah, the outfield's quick. Thank you for that. Batting's always the trick, but they've impressed me in this match. They've impressed me in this match. I'm behind on some of these comments. Yes, I am. Let's see. Oh, another boundary right there. You got to get these wickets before they get comfortable. Before that, Bavuma has got 13 now on 34 balls. So I'm going to get the score up there in just a second. The testimony of how bad Pakistan fielding is that despite this being their better match as far as fielding is concerned, they still dropped 4 catches. I was going to say I felt like their fielding has done better, but they've dropped 4. Man, that sucks. Oh, Ozja, what's up, my friend? CFA Nation and Nick. You know, Ozja, I'm glad he came a-calling months ago when we first saw him in the comment section. It's been a pleasure, Ozja, to join you in your streams, to join you on StreamYard, to talk about cricket, and, you know, just our own little private messages back and forth. It's sincere pleasure. Babe's curse back in action mean Gabe's. I don't think the curse has ever gone away. He had a fantastic CPL. Other than that, I don't think that curse has gone anywhere, unfortunately. And me and him were talking about, and it's just incomprehensible. The weak Pakistan team is a big worry for world cricket. I agree. Arjit, I appreciate you saying that. I agree. Yes, Sarai Patru. I started this like 15 minutes into it, and that's not enough time to give any movie a few weeks ago, and then life got busy. But yes, we had not done a review for a few months. So now that we finally broke that with White Tiger, and we're going to do more than likely a review for The Great Indian Kitchen tomorrow on Boring Reviews, I'm ready to get back into the reviewing game. Yeah, I hear you, my friend. So he is Afridi's nephew. He is. Okay. Because I mean, similar names. Oh, yeah, you're right. That's a CSK show. I probably won't watch it. No, I'm just kidding. I'll watch it. It surely said to me a lot of caste and social system in Kerala. Yeah, I wonder. I don't know. That's why I put that poll out there yesterday. Like, are we going to be ticking off some people by putting that review? We'll still do it. You guys are such an inspiration for YouTubers, honestly. Wow. Appreciate that. An inspiration, I would say, for the regular man, right? Not everyone's going to be a Jabby Koué or Corbin and Rick or like for me, you know, Jeremy Johns or Chris Stuckman. Not everyone's going to be those guys. But at the same time, besides OSR, they are like the biggest. They're like what's the word? The biggest surprise. The biggest amazing thing about them is they haven't been around that long. But all these other guys have been around a long time, 10, 9, 15 years. I have an XR2. I like the phone. I do. We had a chance to get new phones, and these A71s for free. We got our son his first phone at the age of 12. So 3 free phones. Why not? It's got a great camera, I think. I don't like the phone that much, and I don't mind Android. Just 3 days ago, I was praising Amazon and Netflix for bringing such good films, but this movie deserved to be a bigger platform. Writing, acting was perfect. Yeah, I'm surprised. I don't know what they were worried about, if they were worried about anything. I found this channel looking for historical vids about American cricket, specifically Bart King. Bart King. Yes, we do need to start venturing into actually American cricket. We do. All right, let me try to catch up. Oh, man, I'm way behind on these comments. All right, AJ, sounds good. In India, you can get a good microphone for $10. Woo! There you go, AJ. Talk to to Arjit, about that. No, they're not taking the new ball. They're looking for the spin to keep working, even though they got Shaheen out there. Maybe he would like the new ball. I linked a video in the last CFA video. Please check that out. Definitely, Manav. Just be aware that we are, oh man, neck deep into requests, and our Patreon requests, they get the first and foremost treatment. Did I see Safaraz Khan's face during the national anthem? No. Which national anthem? You got it, Ozjod. No cat in the stream. Oh, I guarantee he'll make an appearance. That cat, he likes to attack all of us, but he is very social. He gets bored by himself. Garav, what's up, man? How are you doing today? And what's up, CFA family? Yes, CFA family. I love that. What is up, everybody? I'm doing great. How are you, Garav? Garav? Let me know if I'm saying your name wrong. Probably not. What's up, Amzel? How are you doing? Yes, Muhammad. Nick, please make Gabe choose Karachi Kings. I really don't want them to have a better season. You got it. I'll have to find some way to trick him into it. I'll have to find some way to trick him into it. Yeah, Ozjod, absolutely. Are you kidding me? The Pakistan fan? I've got to. I'll send the invite within the moment. Stick around as long as you want. I'll probably be on for at least another hour and 10 minutes. At least. And then I'll start saying that whole nonsense about one more. All right, Ozjod, I sent it, my friend. I appreciate that. I always forget to invite you. This channel needs a push so it starts coming into a recommend feed for users who like cricket. There's a lot of potential here. Thank you, Harry. And I love that Joey picture. I just realized that right now. Can Gabe support India in the England series? With Gabe's luck, at least the series will be more competitive. No chance, my friend. I'm not letting go of India. No way. Match should be over by today, but they got to get a wicket. They got to give a wicket. How do you become a patron? Great question. And all the videos, Ozjod, anyone else has that question, there is a link to our Patreon. In that link, you'll get instructions for how to sign up. You can sign up for $1 a month if you want. New ball taken. Rick and OSR are overrated. Have been watching them when they were at 50,000 subscribers. You know what? The YouTuber inside me, the person that gets a little jealous, would like to agree with that, but I can't. You can't argue with the results, right? There's so much about them, their likability. There's so much about their likability that they just draw people in. I do feel like they get really hooked up with the YouTube algorithm, but I don't know of any way to make that happen. I don't know any controversy there. I think, people like it. People go to it right away. People love what they do. And, they're monsters in social media. They know what they're doing, and they have something good, and it just works for them. I don't know if I can call them overrated. I'm very proud of what me and Gabe do, and Jody and Chris, for that matter, here at Boring Reviews, what me and Gabe do here, and sometimes Jody on Cricket for Americans. I'm very proud of what we do. And I think that we are just as good, if not better, in the cricket area, obviously. And with the movies, they know a little bit more than we do, but I feel like we put just as good content out there. But, they're definitely talented in what they do. 100%. Safaraz Khan, I need Ozjod on here. When I hear Safaraz Khan, I think of the the Indian player from the IPL. There must be a Sarfaraz Khan on the Pakistan team I was unaware of. Or maybe South Africa. Is he? No, I don't think he's South African. The one I'm thinking of is the Indian cricketer. Nick, if given the chance, could you give lecture or answer questions asked by curious Americans about cricket? Are you confident enough? I think so. Absolutely. Especially if my audience is Americans, right? Because they don't know about cricket for the most part. There'll be some that do, but for the most part, they don't. And I would be very, very confident in doing that. And I would actually love that opportunity. What's up, Ozjod? How are you doing, my friend?
Good morning or good evening for you. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. This usual's question gets me pumped up with the idea of, me and Gabe being invited to whatever it is for USA Cricket and talking about it. And, not that I want to toot my own horn too much, but just to be able to get in a commentary box with, people that have been doing it and just to hear me and Gabe go and just kind of see what would their reaction be like? Who are these guys? Where do they come from?
Best reactions ever. I'm telling you, you need to literally, as soon as the MLC, the Major League Cricket tournament starts, you need to get on, Nick.
I put pressure on myself when I started thinking about that about a month or two ago, or whenever SRK made that announcement, I've got to jump on it. And so I went to what I thought was the USA Cricket channel, and I got their email address, and I sent them a message, and I said, hey, guys, we are the future commentators for USA Cricket. You got to have us on. Here's a link to our channel, blah, blah, blah. And then I got one of those emails that got return to sender kind of nonsense.
Oh, no.
So, and that's the email on their channel. I tried it again. The same thing happened. So I don't know if that was some fake channel or what.
To be honest, I've seen that a couple of times with a couple of YouTube channels as well. You're one of the few YouTube channels whose email address works, Nick. I'm telling you. Right?
Right?
Yeah.
It's like that girl that gives you that fake number when you call it. It's like you have been duped. Don't ever call me again.
Yeah, I think people are talking about Sarfaraz Ahmed, who used to be Pakistan's captain, about a year and a half ago when they were talking about Sarfaraz a little while ago about the national anthem.
Yes. So he's
they were talking about the Pakistan player. Then that's Sarfaraz Ahmed, who was the captain for a while, won Pakistan's Champions Trophy, was the captain when Pakistan was number 1 in T20s for quite some time, and then he was dropped because in the World Cup he didn't do well, and then the new management came in, and then politics kicked into it. But yeah, he's sitting on the sidelines. He's bringing in drinks that he used to be the captain of the side. I feel bad for him, but yeah, that's how it is, isn't it?
Jeez, yeah. I thought it was a different Sarfaraz Khan, and I think it was mentioned in your stream yesterday, so that's why I made that kind of joke. Hasn't he been up and coming for a while? That makes a whole lot more sense now. AJ says, Nick, at what point do you think CFA would be big enough to do this full time? Mark Goldbridge also followed the same path as you guys. He is a Manchester United fan channel. He is near 1 million subs. I don't know, AJ, and this is the thing. I honestly do not think that we will ever get to the point where we will do it full time for 2 reasons. And none of it is me trying to be humble or trying to be realistic. I love teaching too much. I'm not a fan of online teaching. I'm not a fan of social distance learning. It's not my favorite. It's not my cup of tea. I don't enjoy it nearly as much as I enjoy the interaction and being in there. And actually, I see students who are struggling so bad with the online learning, and there's nothing I can do about it. And it really ticks me off and it stresses me out. But I can't see myself ever quitting teaching until it's time to retire. So that's number 1. Number 2, to do YouTube full time, let's say Jabi Koué, right? I'm sure he makes a decent living, but I don't believe he's getting rich off YouTube. I could be very wrong off that. I don't think he's getting rich. I think he's probably comfortable for a single guy. But I mean, I don't see him as one of those YouTubers like that Preston guy or whatever, just has millions of dollars coming in every single month. It's a lot of work. And Jabi, he's got 2 or 3 channels. He does live streams. He does the social media presence. To me, that's not really how I want to spend my day, is just trying to hustle every day to be able to put food on the table for my family. Right now, it's perfect. Right now, it's a perfect mix where I have my job that I love. I'm providing for my family. And whatever I'm doing right now, I'm just messing around is just gravy. But Thanks for the question. I just don't see it ever happening. What about you, Ozjon?
Well, I'd agree with you 100% on everything you said, but the thing is, I would like to be in a place where I could say, yeah, of course, I want to have 1 million subs and then do this as a full-time thing. But because it's something that I enjoy, it's everyone in my family's been saying this for years, saying, Asud, you have one passion, which is cricket. And I keep telling them, I was like, no, I have other passions. And yeah, it's just, no, it's cricket and then movies and TV shows and things like that. So cricket's probably the most approachable because it's a sport and everything. So yeah, it's something that I would like to do eventually, but at the moment, I don't think, even with 1 million subs, I don't think the person is getting as much as you might expect. At least that's my opinion. There's the reason why I asked the Patreon question, because I know a lot of people ask about Patreon and stuff, and I recently started using it, not for myself, but to like get into certain things. And I completely forgot you guys had one. So I was wondering, how do I get to your Patreon? That was it. And
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and a lot of people use Patreon to get their income. So it's not just YouTube, It's Patreon, it's Instagram, it's social media, everything like that. So it's hard to say you can make loads of money just from YouTube, but that's my understanding. Me being a novice, unlike you experts out there, Nick, yourselves, I don't want to branch out and lecture anyone, but that's my understanding, or at least my take on it. But I like the fact that you like teaching, because like I think I mentioned before, I was a tutor for quite some time, a private tutor, and I used to really enjoy that side of my life. But then obviously I went to university, came back, then had to start, as you know, a real job. So
yeah, there's not a lot of money in tutoring, not a lot of money in teaching, but definitely not a lot of money in tutoring either. And tutoring is a tough game. I used to do that in the summer times when I was, a first couple year teacher, and you don't really make that much of a salary when you start off compared to later on. And I mean, it was tough, like trying to get schedules, trying to get, families to let you in their home and tutor. And, it could be expensive. And so anyways, tutoring is no easy feat whatsoever. I like this question from Let's Invest. Nick, you should switch to supporting South Africa for the second test. And Gabe switches to Pakistan. Will that prove the mush in South Africa wins the second test? I don't want to do that because I need to get Gabe a win. Like, it's at the point right now where I just he tries to get up and I just beat him down again. And he tries to get up and after a while, you just someone throw in the towels. Like, this is getting bad. And not that Pakistan is a garbage team. They're not. But I think most people would have favored South Africa, especially in this first match. And I think you, Ozja, predicted. And maybe that's because as a Pakistan fan, you just don't want to have your hopes up. But my reasoning win something, just not this time.
My reasoning behind that entire bit is that I thought Pakistan had less preparation coming into this game. Okay. On top of that, I had really low hopes for what Pakistan was going to do in the first game. I thought they'd lose the first, learn from the mistake, and then bounce back and win the second game. And I think someone in the comments just said something about unpredictability. So Pakistan is known as the most unpredictable side in cricket, full stop. They could lose from a situation where they've got the other side 9 for 9 and they can still lose the match, or they can have the other side 200 for 1 and then get them all out for 220. So they're just that type of side. So it's the hardest team to support. I don't know what comparison there is in baseball or anything, but it's the hardest team to support when you're watching cricket, because you have no idea if they're going to win, what team's going to show up, what team's going to change in the middle of the match, because they get absolutely walloped and then they come out and then they batter everything. So they could beat India in the Champions Trophy final 4 years ago, and at the start of that tournament get absolutely hammered by India. So it's just polar opposites.
But that's what's so beautiful about cricket is you never know what's going to happen. But answer me this. I'm pretty confident I know the answer is Pakistan has won their share of championships, correct? World Cups and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. If I want to talk about a team that just breaks your heart, my Chargers for the NFL, that's the team. But they've never won a championship. Every time they get even close, they mess it up royally. So at least you got some championships to hang your hat on.
That's true. The first championship we got was 1992, and then 2009 was the T20 World Cup. and Champions Trophy was 20. Oh, that's a beautiful delivery. Oh, that's not out. Never mind. Sorry to break.
I think you're ahead of me a little bit.
I'll pause. Once. Don't worry. I will pause, my friend. Don't you worry.
No, you're good, man. It's, I need to see what it tastes like.
So yeah, I think
I think the one. Was that you were reacting to the one where the guy caught it?
Yeah, it just bounced in front of Gully there.
Yeah, because it didn't look like a bounce from the first shot there.
Yeah, so I thought it was out.
I like this comment from Roland. Nick, I'm confident if you keep doing what you will, you'll draw a huge audience. It's the passion with which you watch this game that is a big sell. Appreciate that 100%. The crazy thing, and this might just be absolutely nuts. I don't know. The crazy thing is oh yeah, I definitely bounced in front of him. I see the replay now. I'm a pretty grounded guy. And I just don't know. I just don't know if I'm ready for this channel to, as they say, blow up. Because then I'm going to put a lot of pressure on myself. Like, oh, now we have more than just a few thousand of my closest cricket friends watching. Now it's all these people, and they all have comments, they all have questions, and this or that. And I'm just going to be like, where's Laughter Express? Where's Ozjot at? I don't see the chat anywhere. And I know that sounds ridiculous, and I don't think anyone would ever have that problem, but it actually makes me nervous. And so we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. And if we don't blow up, if we stay around 10, 12, 15,000 subscribers, I'll be as sound as a pound. But I just can't imagine, is what I'm trying to say. I can't imagine it reaching new heights and having, different crazy things happen. It's just, to me, it's just not in my realm of even possibility right now.
I'll tell you this, Nick, because of before you guys watching, I don't know what you want to call it, live streaming. I'll call it live streaming. Before you guys live stream, I had never seen anyone, and maybe people did do it. I just never had anyone show up on my newsfeed or anything like that to say, oh, they're watching the match. Go join them and chill out with these guys. Okay. So for me, you were the first people that I've seen to do something like this. And you've grown literally. I remember when I first found your channel, it was a quarter of what it is now. And that was what, 4 months ago or something like that. So all I'm saying is be positive. And if you like that idea, that's brilliant. But I have that feeling that hopefully you get to a stage where you'll have all your cricket friends, but you also have fans like me who come up to you and like, hey, hi, Nick, can you give me an autograph or something? Because that's the feeling I get every time I speak to yourself or Gabe. And I know you always feel like, oh, I'm just bigging you up, but that's the truth. That's just how I feel.
Wow, you're gonna get me all, all soft inside or whatever. I appreciate that. We need a wicket, for crying out loud, right?
George Linder and Bavuma both batting well, because Bavuma is a proper batsman. He usually bats number 5, and today he's coming at what, number 7 or 8. So this is the thing. That's why he's batting lower down, but he's got that stability going. He can speed up when he needs to, and if he does, that's going to be not curtains. But I've been saying to everyone, if South Africa get a lead of above 150, I don't see Pakistan winning.
Well, because you got to worry about the collapse. You got to worry about history repeating itself. And even I have seen that. I think it was one of the Pakistan-England test matches in England back in the summer, right? Wasn't there like a 120 inning or something like that, or something less than that, where it's like, what? England won that match? I don't know. I could be wrong, but I think something like that happened.
It did. It was the first game. It was one session where that was one of the few matches I thought Pakistan was going to win. And I was like, oh, Pakistan's going to win. Pakistan's going to win. And in that session, a session and a half, collapse, and England win quite easily by the end of it. So, yeah, it's...
And I think that was one that I hated Yasir Shah for a while, because he was just an animal out there. And I'm like, really? This guy goes out there, he always gets a wicket. I hate this guy. But I love him now, because I understand that cricket is not about hate. It's about respecting the game and respecting other players, even if they're not on your side. Thank you, AJ. More of the love pouring in. Holy cow. You generally love this beautiful game. You will surely go a long way. There's a huge audience. We shall see. We shall see. But yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of fun. If nothing else, it's been a whole lot of fun. I don't know who this is in reference to. You see the reaction on the test, mate. They're like, yuck, I didn't know it wasn't about India. I don't like it. It's Australia, not my. I don't know what that's in reference to.
I think that's to do with OSR, maybe.
Oh, they reacted to the test? They said that? Oh, I got to watch that reaction now.
I have a feeling that it's to do with them. And I just read a comment which just made me laugh. So I just want to, it's from Pratyush saying, Azhar will give Nick diabetes with all this sweetness.
You know what, guys? I have such a sweet tooth that if I haven't gotten diabetes yet, I don't think it's going to happen. I literally have chocolate right in front of me. COVID has not been good for my my beautiful waistline. I'll tell you that much.
I've just had cereal with double chocolate chip cookies in. So yeah, I'm a bit.
Cereal is my favorite thing. You know, when I went on keto a few years ago because I was 20 pounds heavier than I am right now. It was the worst ever, and it like snuck up on me. Went on keto and dropped like 30 pounds. And one of the things I had to cut out was cereal. Cereal, it's amazing. I was doing cereal at breakfast, at least 2 helpings. I was doing 2 or 3 helpings at nighttime, like at the worst time ever. It'll kill you, but man, it's so good.
I know, it's so good.
It'll kill you though. Nick Ajah, what's your opinion about Naman Ali? You go first, my friend.
I've been impressed with him in domestic cricket a lot more. I think what he's shown is that this stage is set for him. However, he's bowling too fast for me. He's bowling too many darted deliveries rather than flighting the ball. That's my only concern with him. Otherwise, I think he's had a pretty good debut. His economy's been low. He's taken a couple of wickets in the first innings. He's taken 1 wicket in this innings. And that wicket of Markram was very, very important. So I can't say he's bowled badly. I think personally, I just think he's bowled a little too quick. And on top of that, his batting helped. I thought him batting with Yasir Shah yesterday was just shocking. You don't expect the 10th wicket partnership to be over 50 runs. And that just made me very, very excited. Is that? No, that's not out either. So yeah, I think Naman Ali's done a pretty good job considering it's his debut. But he does have at least 10 years of domestic cricket experience behind him. So he's doing a pretty good job in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, you called it with his wicket of Markram. That was huge. But he had some huge wickets in the first innings as well. He got Elgar, who looked like he was going to stay out there forever. And then he got to Cock. Man, I mean, this guy, he's not doing too well right now. Oh, yeah, I got the score in there. He is not doing too well right now. The score right now is 234 for 6 loss, and the 91st over just finished. But, yeah, I like Naman a lot. You know more about the speed and all that kind of stuff at which he's bowling it. He's getting those big wickets, but they need one of those big wickets right now. Look at how small that guy is. Holy cow. Or is the other guy just that massively huge?
The other guy's probably massively huge, and the other guy's pretty small. So it's probably both of them together.
That's just insane. And I'm not very tall myself, but wow.
Yeah, I think what Bavuma is about 5'8", 5'7", something like that. Not entirely sure. I checked this a while ago. I can't remember. But yeah, George Linde is a pretty tall dude. A lot of the South Africans are. At least they're bowlers.
Is it Linde? Is that how you say it with a U at the end?
Well, I said Linde, as in Linde, but I've heard different pronunciations. So I've gone between Lind and then Linde, depending on just what I feel at that time, unfortunately, because I keep forgetting which one I've got. What lead is it? It is lead of 76, right?
Oh, 76. I read that wrong. You are correct. Yeah, the cat has not made an appearance yet. My door is not closed, so we'll see if the cat shows up. Thank you, Avenger. Appreciate that. Again, I have to think it's OSR, but I appreciate that. CFA and Cricket 2 for us are the real deal.
Don't say stuff like that. I'll get diabetes. Let's hope not.
See, it's not that easy, is it, my friend?
Right, I've got a couple of comments. Right, I'll send you a picture of a couple of people afterwards, Nick. But basically, there's 2 cricket-related personalities that people have been comparing me to. Bavuma is 5'4", and I think Linde is over 6 foot, easy. right? So that is the disparity. So people have been comparing me to two specific people. One is a Pakistani commentator named Bazid Khan, and there's one which is Ishant Sharma. So I've got Ishant Sharma and Bazid Khan both quite a few times. On my comments, on my feed, one of the interviews I did with a Pakistani journalist, he said the same thing. He was like, "Oh, I thought it was Bazid who I was about to talk to," and I was like, "Why is Bazid calling me through this YouTube channel rather than ringing me on my phone?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." So it seems like I look like a couple of people. So I'll send you some pictures. Let me know what you think.
Sure, I know it's Shot Sharma, so I can see that for sure. You gotta take the glasses off, obviously, but you can see it more. The thing, my introduction to Ishant Sharma on a video was that face that he was making whenever. Yeah. I don't know who he was doing that, but he was responding to someone else. Hilarious face. It was one of our Cricket Tuesday videos. So I'm not going to say that version of him is what you look like. That was him just making that face he was making. But I'm so excited to see this guy. I keep hearing so many wonderful things about him. I have not been able to see him live, and I can't wait. Yes, are we going to watch some T10? Absolutely. It started this morning, my time, your time, yesterday night, or whatever it was. And so I'm excited to check it out. I probably won't get to it for at least a few days, but I mean, 10 overs each, that's going to get done in like an hour and a half. That's an easy stream right there. Not to mention, these guys are putting up some huge scores in 10 overs, like 130.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday, and I was like, 130 in 10 overs. Why don't they get 550? But it's really difficult to get 550. That's the thing, because they're trying to smash it, right? And the bowlers are under pressure the entire 10 overs.
Oh, the entire time. It's like the death the entire time. They can only bowl 2 overs. So, I mean, think about that. If you get a guy like Trent Bolt was in the IPL who can just shut you down for the first few overs and T10, good night.
There's talks about T10 being introduced in the Olympics, maybe, or maybe T20.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I don't want T10 to be introduced. I want T20 because, again, I'm not a purist, but I think T10 is a bit too just hit and miss for me. That's my take on it. I think with T20, at least you can get some tactics in. Again, you tell me what you think, but that's where I stand on T10, to be honest.
So in my opinion, there's 2 ways of looking at it. One is, unfortunately, what always wins out, the business side, right? The business side is going to want T10 because it's going to be all these runs. And even if you don't know anything about cricket, you know what a run is. And you know what a 6 is, even though you don't know what to call it. Like me and Gabe, the first video was like, what do they call a home run in cricket? And then it was so funny because in the comment, it was like, it's called a 6. Like, it really wasn't that elaborate. Like, it was just a name for how many points it's worth, runs it's worth. But the business side is going to go with the T10 because it's an hour and a half, a lot of runs. People care more about the offense than the bowling. But as a cricket fan, you don't want T10 because this does not represent the sport. And the Olympics is for the best of the best. And yes, you have some great guys in T10. I heard Pollard's out there. I heard Andre Fletcher. I heard so many guys are out there in T10 playing, which is great. They got him in the league. But that is what you want to represent the sport that so many people would die for in the Olympic stage. You're going to kill some people who are especially Test fans.
Yeah, Test cricket in the Olympics would be amazing, though. But it would mean the Olympics would not be a month and a bit. It would mean it's about 6 months to try and get all those matches in, depending on where you are. So, yeah, let's see if it actually happens. If it does, that would be really exciting. I just read a question here with regards to what is your favorite cereal, Nick? So I'll let you answer that first because I think there's different cereals depending on countries. So I want to see what type
that question. Oh, I can't just choose one. They're saying T10 is greasy fast food. Okay, I can't find that question, but that's a great question. My favorite cereal. Oh my goodness gracious. So one great go-to is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Absolutely fantastic one. Can't go wrong with that. I love the marshmallows and Lucky Charms. Man, I'm convinced those marshmallows are like toxic waste, but they're delicious. And then there's a cereal. I'm not sure if it's anywhere else in the world, but it's called s'mores. I personally love marshmallows. And so it's got like the Golden Graham flakes. It's got little marshmallows and little chocolate like Cocoa Puffs all mixed together. And when you're done eating it, there's like a thick layer at the bottom of sugar. It's so bad. Oh, man, I love it.
That sounds really good. Now, my suggestion is not going to be very nice then, because mine is quite generic. Have you heard of Kellogg's Special K by any chance?
It's good.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
I like Kellogg's Special K, but the peach and apricot branch of it, that's something that I really like.
We don't get that one. We don't have peach and apricot. No, we have the berries, the blueberries, the strawberries, but not peach and apricot.
Peach and apricot's really nice. And then there's another cereal called Cookie Crisp.
Yep.
Which
that's what you were talking about, right? With the double chocolate.
Well, yeah. So I mix that with Special K, and then I have double chocolate chip cookies that I break into it. Then I get McVitie's Rich Tea biscuits, which I break into it as well. Pour milk over it. It's this big. And then that's what I was chugging away when I said, let me just finish my breakfast.
That is glorious.
Oh, it's so nice.
I haven't had it for a while, glorious.
Please do give it a shot. It's good. Oreo cereal. What?
Yes, that one is really good. I have that one too, Mira. I love that. Mira, where are you from that you get that? That is fantastic. I love it.
I've never had Oreo cereal. I really want that now. Oh, I could break it into my cereal.
Yeah, it's really good actually. It's very simple, but it's very good. So I've started like 5 different books that I was writing years ago, and one that I've always remembered about that I'm going to eventually finish is about this guy, and I'm a huge Rocky fan. It's basically my funny nickname for it is Fat Rocky. Okay, but that's not going to be the title. It's about this guy who's just overweight, and he's been overweight his entire life. And he's got a horrible family background, all this kind of stuff. And there's a part where I want to show like the lowest of the low, because he actually starts working out and he has this idea he's going to be a boxer. And he starts working out and gets motivation, and someone just crushes his self-esteem. And he goes home and he just goes back to what he was doing. And so I was trying to think like what would be like the most unhealthy thing to eat when you're just so depressed. And I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something with like 5 melted Snicker bars and like Rice Krispies and ice cream and just eat it all together. So your cereal idea gave me an idea for maybe one of his binging snacks.
Well, I'm glad I could help you out with your book. That's brilliant. As soon as you said a fat boxer, I thought of the Blob from X-Men Origins Wolverine. I thought of that guy because if you remember, I remembered him and I was like, someone tried beating him up and you just can't unless, you get a headbutt from Wolverine.
I mean, obviously you have Butterbean. You have some guys that are overweight that box. Yeah. But I just thought, and I always envision like as a movie, like it would be kind of cool, even though Tom Hanks did with Castaway, it'd be kind of cool to see an actor go through like a 50-pound weight loss transformation where he's not going to be super ripped and jacked, but just like in a more efficient shape and this or that. But that's awesome.
Have you seen? I can't remember which movie it is. There's a couple of Indian movies where someone's done. Well, yeah, Dangal. You've seen Dangal with Amir Khan, right? Yeah, he's done that in that movie. He's literally lost at least 50 pounds. I think he put 60 pounds on.
Exactly. He stole my idea, that jerk.
There's a question about. I think it's from Joy. A little way up. It's to do with Nick Asjad. Who do you think is a better left arm spinner, Jadeja or Numan Ali? I just want to say, this is Numan Ali's first game, right? Comparing someone in Test cricket with someone who's played at least, and I don't know how many Jadeja's played, but I'm assuming he's played at least 50 Test matches, right? You can't compare the two. It's very difficult to compare the two, especially right now. If they both started around the same time, if they had been given the same amount of matches, played against the same sides, that gives you a better estimation of, are they similar? Who's better? Who's not? But that's my take on it. I think when you've seen Fawad Alam batting, right? The guy who scored a century for Pakistan a couple of days ago. Yeah. Oh, is that gone? Oh, spoiler.
It's okay. Yeah, you're good. I'm right behind you. Yep, they gave him the figure right away.
Right, okay.
Finally.
He gets the wicket.
But, Linda, he makes me worried, so that's a big wicket. Bring on the tail end, baby.
Rabada can smash it. Rabada's pretty good.
I'm not worried about Rabada. He'll get lucky if he gets 20.
Ooh, I like the positive approach. So yeah, I think if you think of it that way, I would say Numan Ali has loads of time to go, I'd give it to Jadeja straight away.
I think you said it perfectly. I have nothing to add to that. Especially your point about comparing the two at different stages in their career. I made the mistake of underestimating Jadeja. Man, did he make me pay for that. What was it? The second match in
against Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the second match where he got like those 4 late wickets?
Yeah.
I mean, he just shut the door.
Not just with the bowling, he's amazing with the bat. Like
I think of him more as a batsman, but he can do both. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. He's one of the few genuine all-rounders in the world right now who can do both very, very, very well. And yeah, as you can tell, he's a CSK player, so got to support him with everything I possibly can. So yeah, I'm a huge Jadeja fan for sure.
Yeah, no, any runs by any of these batsmen is huge right now because they're leading by 93. There's still 3 more wickets to go. Yeah. I don't care what the tail end, anything could happen. But you know, you gotta like the chances now that they got that 7th wicket finally. But South Africa's fighting. If he got 20 and the other guys get 10 each, that's about 40. Even Pakistan should have messed that one up, right?
Thank you for saying even Pakistan, right? Because that's a point. That is a very valid point. They are one of the few teams that can still spoil it for you, you know? So I'm telling you, till about a couple of years ago, I couldn't watch a Pakistan match. I would always go away for about 15, 20 overs because I'd be panicking like crazy trying to watch a game with Pakistan in. So you guys have given me the solace, the composure to be able to watch Pakistan lose on live YouTube and not feel too bad about it.
Oh, yeah. Especially, you know, you hang around Gabe, you'll get plenty of that.
I couldn't help it. How's Gabe doing anyway?
He's doing better. I think he's back at work today. He had some kind of I guess it's an ear infection, but he didn't get it properly diagnosed, but some kind of ear situation like in the middle of the night where he's been working the last few days as a teacher, obviously, but he's just not the typical Gabe, you know? But he's not nothing serious. He's just under the weather for sure. Nick Aja, what do you think of the biggest buys this IPL? I don't know. So I know you retain the players, so they can't be bought unless you trade them. But I mean, I would assume Steve Smith's the biggest name out there. I don't think he's the best talent that's available, but he's still Steve Smith, is he not? Now, I wonder if Steve Smith's going to be like, you know what? I'm good right now. I'm going to be vacationing with my family for that month. I don't need this. You don't want me to play. Maybe I won't show up. I think Stark, if he decides he wants to play, would be a huge buy. Even with him not having the best series in this next series, what is it? Is it South Africa they got coming up next? Is that their next series?
Yes, they do. Yeah, potentially. It's not been confirmed yet, but potentially in March.
In March, so that should be before the IPL. He can go out and have a great series, and it's a whole different situation. But I think he could be a big buy. Man, I don't feel like there's a lot of names out there that are just like a name that everyone's going to fight over. What do you think?
I think you touched on the big two that, no one has, Stark and Smith. I'd actually go, this is the thing, if you base Maxwell's performance in the BBL, right, you're going to say we want Maxwell in the side for any of these teams. But KXIP let Maxwell go because he did such a terrible job for them in the last season. But for the BBL, he's performed really well. So it's really difficult. Another player is Dawid Malan, who is the best T20 player at the moment, batting-wise, internationally. On top of that, you've also got Dawid Malan playing in the BBL, and he's done a pretty decent job. So I don't know 100%, but I think for me, it's probably Malan and then probably Stark.
I think as far as the bowling side, I'm really surprised RCB did not retain Chris Morris. Now, maybe they have a plan where they're just going to buy him right back for cheaper, but I think he had a fine IPL season. He didn't play all the matches. I don't see him going super cheap unless they were just paying him an insane amount before. So I can see that. I mean, you need bowlers. You need people that can bowl at different times. We saw bowling was struggling last year. So he could be a big name. Pattinson, Nathan Coulter Nile. I mean, this guy's available too, which is crazy to me. I like seeing Pattinson on the Australia test squad. That was cool to see his name there. What's up, Sup? Thanks for the super chat. Drive by. Nick is at it again. Is that what the even Pakistan line? Pakistan should win the series on home ground. We will beat Australia in South Africa. Nice. So he appreciates a drive-by as a South African fan. You are welcome. I wasn't trying to do a drive-by, but I mean, I'm hanging out with a good friend, Ozjad, who's a Pakistan fan. We're both rooting for Pakistan. We know what history has shown us. The worst thing we can do right now, so we're rooting for Pakistan, is to sit there and say, oh, they got this in the bag. It's over, because those are your famous last words. But thanks for the super chat.
Never say it with Pakistan, Nick. I'm telling you, you can never say it's over. It's never over. Even if it was a lead of 10 runs, I'd be sitting here just panicking away like this. So yeah, completely agree with that.
Suman keeps commenting about a line from Veer Das. American is dead to the cereal. I don't remember which special that's from, but Veer Das is hilarious. He cracks me up every time.
Is this the one where he's had a few specials over the course of the last couple of years, hasn't he? There's one that I really like is where he's just sitting on like some steps, and he does most of his performance sitting on some steps, just talking about life. I can't remember what it's called. And there's one that he's
Avengers one. Pardon? Is that the Avengers one where he talks about the Avengers?
Yeah. It's the Avengers. And then there's one about that he's just done recently, which is a lockdown kind of diary on Netflix. If you check that out, that's really cool as well. Where he's got everyone from around the world on his laptop screen, and it's a running gag in the entire version of it. There'll be a timestamp at the bottom saying 20th April 2020, and the next one is 20th April 2028, and then it keeps going up every year, and he keeps getting insane. It's good. I really enjoyed it, to be honest. Yeah.
Please say it's not so. Yeah, the Conan one. The Conan one was hilarious. I love that one. That was a quick little 5-minute set by him, and it was brilliant. I think that was the first Veer Das one I did. I'll have to watch it again. That was a while ago, but yeah, that was brilliant. Veer Das, he's just a cool guy. I loved his one at the university. What was it, Kent University or something like that, where he gave his words.
I think I remember that. Yeah, maybe. Can't fully recall though. Oh, Ashwin. Nick, please take that one.
All right, so I've seen a lot more of Gary than I've seen of Ashwin. I love what Ashwin's doing on his YouTube channel. I have yet to watch any of these videos because I'm hoping beyond hope that we can react to some of them, but I don't know how because they're long and they're just like they're brilliant stuff from what I hear. Nathan Lyon, he's a spinner that you really worry about. I mean, he was dangerous in Australia where, I mean, I'm sure he's learned how to do it, but it's more susceptible to pace and whatnot. He's very dangerous. Ashwin, as a batsman, obviously is more dangerous than Nathan Lyon, in my opinion, even though you can't sleep on Nathan Lyon. I would probably, from what I've seen, give the slight edge to Lyon, but I know Ashwin's been in the game for a while. I just haven't seen a lot of him, and he got injured somewhat early on.
Yeah, this is the thing. They're both absolutely brilliant spinners. They both got over 350 test wickets. And if I just base it on tests, because every other format, Ashwin is probably better than Nathan Lyon. But I think in tests, they're probably at par at the moment. Ashwin, Lyon, and Jadeja are probably the best three spinners in world cricket in test matches at the moment. There's no one else that I can think of. So it's hard to compare the best three with each other. It's like comparing Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson, for lack of a better term. Can't really do that, can you? Well, it depends. If you're a Mike Tyson supporter, then obviously you can. But if you were trying to support, if they were boxing each other at the same time, then it's hard to go with that. So I might go just for personal preference. I might go Ashwin's way just because of the character that he is. Nathan Lyon just does his job. He comes in, bowls, and goes away for X amount of months, and then comes back and then performs and then goes. but this season wasn't his best. This series against India wasn't his best. So based on current form, I would actually have to give it to Ashwin.
I absolutely respect that. I got to see more Ashwin. Abhilash, I love this comment. Nick is crazy supporting India and Pakistan. I am crazy. I am absolutely crazy. And I completely understand what you're saying right there. I am very, very crazy. But this is what I'm actually proud of here at Cricket for Americans. It's all about the cricket, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it's about. And it's cool. And again, this was Gabe's idea. He started doing this because he's so competitive. I'm competitive too. But man, he likes to destroy me, which you can imagine how he's just going crazy right now. What's up, everyone? Don't forget to like and subscribe. We got 100 in the chat right now. Thank you so much for joining us here. But Gabe's like, we got to always go against each other. And I'm like, it's okay if we drew at the same side. He's like, no, we always got to go against each other. And it took me about a month to get on board with that, where I'm always going against my best friend. But we are into it now. We're enjoying it. I'm definitely enjoying it. So he picks a squad. I pick a squad. And I tend to like to beat him. And so I was feeling Pakistan. I was rooting against Pakistan a few months ago. I might root against Pakistan in the next series, and he might back Pakistan. But here at Boring Reviews, you're going to get one side, the other side. We're not going to be afraid. We're going to go for it. And it's all about the cricket. It really is.
I like that approach because rather than having personal preferences, it's more about what you think within that series. It's not, oh, I'm going to support this team forever and ever and ever and never go against them. It's just dependent on that situation. I really like that. I think I know Abhilash is saying Nick is crazy supporting India and Pakistan. To be honest, I support Pakistan because I'm Pakistani, but my second team is India. And my third team is Australia. So when you have India-Australia playing, it's really difficult to support. I was like, I have to go with India. The only time I'm not supporting India is when Pakistan plays against them. But the thing is, maybe I should, and maybe that's where Gabe should support India as well. That's the only time I'll be like, Gabe should support India for a little while. Let's see how Pakistan does. But yeah, I think it's really good and really commendable the way you've said that you don't have any preferences, which is great. Because I'm watching England and Sri Lanka, and I'm like, England are gonna win, so I'll support England, right? Again, that's just logic based, just prior to the series. But when South Africa and Sri Lanka were playing, I was like, oh no, Sri Lanka won the last series, so I'm going to support Sri Lanka. But then Sri Lanka lost 2-0. So it's dependent on the series. So I think that's really, really cool. And I like the rivalry, if you can call it that. I really like the way you guys go against each other. There are a lot of shows, like TV shows that I used to watch back in the day back in Pakistan, where they used to have one side was supporting the other, one side was supporting non-Pakistan, and they just have it at each other, and they'd go on for about half an hour. They say, no, my team is better because this. Look, you did this. So I absolutely love that. It translated into English, and just a brilliant take on it. Just great job. Great idea. I know you keep saying that it's Gabe's idea. It has to be both of your ideas. Otherwise, how would it be a collaboration? So great job, both of you.
Oh yeah, definitely. You gotta make it happen. Right now it's 237 for 7. The scoring is really just slowed up right now, which you could imagine. But I always like to give credit to the person that incepts the idea, right? There's something about the person that just has that initial idea. I like this from AJ. Yeah, I'm quite surprised Indians and Pakistanis don't fight each other in this chat. And that makes me so proud because, again, it's about the cricket. And honestly, I'm not dumb, right? I understand 100% about some of the political things with India and Pakistan. I'm not going to get into it too much. Boring Reviews is majority Indian viewers. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. But I was not born in India. I don't have those kind of issues or past histories or whatever. So I think it would be disingenuous. I think it would be fake for me to sit there and be like, oh, I don't like this group because they're not, pro-Indian or what. That's not who I am. I think that's fake, right? And so I don't want to ever be fake, even if monetarily it might support me or it might be smart for me to do that. I can't do that. So I appreciate that, AJ. I like this comment too. Marcelino's pretty smart. Nick, this is CFA, not Boring Reviews. We got a super chat here from our man, our Patreon, Tapankar. What's up, my friend? When it comes to cricket, India and Pakistan are friends who hate Australia. Yes. Oh, you know what's funny is I like Australia too, mostly because I like the test. And they got to that personal side. They got to the heart a little bit. And so it's unfortunate that they're playing against my number one team, India. And we know what happened there in history. So
I don't really remember, Nick. Do you recall what happened? Oh, there's no game. I can't really do that right now, can I?
I do recall what happened. Steve Smith was doing great, and then Gabe showed up. That's what happened.
As soon as Gabe actually stopped supporting Smith, he did score a bit.
Isn't that weird? Like literally hours later, hot off the presses, Steve Smith sees, oh, Gabe's not supporting anymore. Now I got the monkey off my bet. Yes, cricket unites. That's right. I love it.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I love that one as well.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Ooh, that's Rabada.
Oh my gosh. What did I say about it? Oh no.
Line dropped.
I first thought that was a 6.
I first thought that was a 6 too. Can't believe this. Right. That's 5 drops in the match, 3 drops in this innings. Yes, this is Pakistan's better efforts, but
what's the deal? What's the deal, Ozja? What's the deal with the drop catches?
In this instance, there was no reason to drop that catch because he's probably and he's gone the next ball.
It doesn't matter. He got him anyways. What did I tell you? What did I tell you about Rabada? I'm not worried about Rabada.
Right? I don't care about that drop now. Don't worry about that.
Wow. Did he pick him up or not? Did he just pick up his fielder? Wow, that is an impressive. Look at you're the first one to give him a hug right there. You absolutely are the first one to give him a hug, Hassan. Oh man.
But I think the only reason, so the basis behind the drop catch is the only thing I can see is he didn't get into the line of the ball. He was at least a foot, 2 feet behind where the ball actually landed. So when he was diving forward. And he got into position, and then he had to dive forward rather than, he's planted under where the ball needs to be. It'll come straight into his hands, depending on however he wants to catch it. But in this instance, he completely missed it. But didn't matter. Rabada gets out of the next ball with an absolute jacker from Naman Ali, which just spun in.
That was an amazing ball.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my gosh, that just came in towards him. I think it bounced on the outside leg of the outside, whatever that thing phrases, on the outside line, and then it came right in there. I mean, that was beautiful. Wow.
That's the benefit of having, cracks, not cracks, but the rough area on the pitch. That's where it'll start to spin a lot more as the days progress, So it's good that the Pakistani bowlers have used that rough area, but that's what I'm saying. South Africa can use that rough area now as well, because they have Maharaj, who's a left arm off spinner. They have George Linder, who's also a left arm off spinner. So let's see how that entire dichotomy goes. But the 238 for 8. Norki has come out to bat. Bavuma is still at the crease. They've got Yasir Shah at the other end. What do you think? Do you think they can clean him up before lunch?
Oh yeah.
Liking the positivity. I like the positivity for sure.
I think we're going to be saying the innings is over and South Africa leads by 90.
Right. Okay. That's good, positive thought processes right there.
We'll see.
Like, as you know, I was planning on doing something on day 5, right, for my channel, because it's a Saturday, so I would have some day off or anything. I asked if I can come on to your channel, but thank you for letting me on today, because it seemed like at the time that maybe this day won't go to, this match won't go to day 5. It'll probably have to end right now, right here. I mean, right here, right now.
I was thinking that same thing. Right here, right now. Thank you
everyone who's in the chat, by the way. Please do like, share, and subscribe to Cricket for Americans, and then go over to Cricket for Us 2.0 and like and subscribe there as well. That would be great. Go to Boring Reviews, go to the final reaction. The final reaction has some really cool reactions. The first couple have been really good, and he reacted to some really nice things. I've already talked about it. Superman and Lois, I'm absolutely ecstatic about. That's going to look amazing, honestly.
Can't wait for that to come out. Comes out pretty soon. Guys, listen. My man Ozjod is like so close to that 1,000 mark. If you have not subscribed, okay, Subscribing to YouTube channel does not cost any money. I would consider it a personal favor. Go to his channel real quick. You don't have to leave the stream. Go to his channel and just subscribe to the channel and then stick with us right now. I would consider it a huge favor. Personally, we got to see this guy get to 1,000 subs, and then we'll cut him loose.
I appreciate that so much. Not the cut and loose part, but everything up till that point. Absolutely love it. Thank you so much. That's really kind of you. But no, honestly, Cricket for Americans has been such a life changer. It's a game changer of YouTube channels. Let's just put it that way. Since you guys have come down to the scene, everything in the YouTube landscape has changed completely. You guys are the pioneers, I'm telling you. Thank you, Ajay. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you so much. I know a lot of the CFA Nation have. Thank you, Hamza. Really, really big up. Thank you. Thank you. Laughter Express almost comments on every single one of my videos. So thank you.
I mean, I say he, maybe a she, but I'm assuming he's amazing.
He or she, apologize. But Laughter Express always comments, so I appreciate that very much. I always read the comments because this is something I learned very early on from yours truly.
I appreciate that, Arjit. Look at this. I love it. What's your channel, Oz? There we go. Cricket for Us 2.0. I snuck in there. I snaked it from you. There we go. Guys, thank you. Oh, man, this is overwhelming. Thank you so much. More diabetes for Nick. I appreciate that. A little bit for Ozjot as well. There was a question here, and I'm going to put Ozjot on the spot because I'm curious about this question too. So don't hate me for this question, Ozjot. It says, why do you hide the subscriber count? I'm curious.
That's a very good question.
And you're not the only one to do it. A lot of channels do this.
Right. So initially, I was showing my subscriber count up till the first 2 months. And then I started speaking to a few YouTubers, and this was back in Pakistan and back in India. And their suggestion was, well, more than a suggestion, I got a message saying, hide your subscriber count. I was like, why should I hide my subscriber count? It's like, well, in that case, you'll attract more people because you get quite a few views. But when they look at your subscriber count, they're not going to look at your channel because they'll say, oh, it's less than 1,000. Let's disregard this channel. That was the main basis of why I started hiding it. And then moving on from there, it did benefit me, to be honest, not just based on the fact that we did that amazing stream with India, Australia, but even disregarding that, I got a lot more subs after I hid my subscribers compared to before I'd hidden them. Again, that could be that people have started watching my stuff a lot more, and all those things could be a factor, but it's a correlation. That's what I'm taking it as, that when I hid my subscriber count, a lot more people started to join in. But I can expose it. I'm thinking of exposing it as soon as I get to 100, though. 1,000, sorry. As soon as I get to 1,000, I'm going to expose it. And then I'm going to post in the community, please go check out Final Reaction. Please go check out Cricket for Americans. I was going to make that community busy as anything because I know that's a very big part of having a YouTube channel when you get to that coveted 1,000 subscriber mark.
Yeah, that's a good point. It makes me wonder about, try that experiment with Final Reaction. It's like, a week old. And, since we're plugging things, guys, if you love Hollywood movies, if you don't worry about it. I don't need the personal favor. You guys already hooked me up. But if you like Hollywood movies and reactions to them, me and Gabe did start a new channel, The Final Reaction. Description link is in the About page. There's a little link you click right there for this channel. Check it out. And if you like Hollywood movies, reactions to it, reviews coming up, go ahead and subscribe there. We got some great artwork from Varun, hooked us up. And I finally got around to, paying him for his services. So I could actually say I actually own that stuff. So I'm super excited about that. Did you buy GameStop? I heard an article about something going on with GameStop, but I did not read the article. Is there something going on with GameStop?
Don't really know. I've just read something that's freaked me out because I've hidden my subscriber count and someone knows how many subscribers I have. This is crazy because I have not exposed it. But that is
wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's like the guy in that film See You Soon where he can just get all the information from the computer there.
Because I've checked and it says I'm hiding it. So Khush Bagdi, well done to you. I appreciate people being able to. Oh, and that's another one. Yeah.
I told you. What did I tell you? They're going to get to 90 and then they got 8 more runs on them. Now, who was that? Oh, that was Norkia on a duck.
Doesn't matter. Noman Ali on debut getting 4 wickets already now. His economy is what, like 1.5?
It's insane. And look at that. They got, what's that, silly point? They got short leg.
That attacking field has been so helpful. I don't know why Pakistan didn't.
I love his celebration. Laughter expressed. I assumed you were a boy. Thanks for clearing that up. So I have to worry about it. Thank you.
Oh, someone just said easy win for Pakistan. Don't say that. Don't say that, please.
Oh, should we say it? Out of respect for you, Ozjot, I won't say it.
Thank you so much. I
But
appreciate that very, very much. But one thing I've been impressed with, and I know a couple of people have already mentioned this, is the field set, the fielding that they've actually set up, the actual on the ground, the aggressive field they have. That's been really helpful for the spinners, because you notice even yesterday, as soon as that first wicket fell, it was taking a silly point. And then they had that quicker delivery, put pressure on Faf du Plessis. And then Markram, he got out to a silly point as well. So all these players, all the fielders are coming in. They're quite close together. And that's putting pressure on the batsman, getting that wicket for sure. Oof.
Love it. Drive by.
It's true. It is so true. Right now, there's 3 teams that I can think of that are so unpredictable. It's just unreal. Number 1, as we know, we're Pakistan. But West Indies and Sri Lanka are probably 2nd and 3rd at this moment. Sri Lanka batting amazingly well against South Africa and then getting smashed for 630 runs in that next innings.
And losing by an innings. You put up 396, you lose by an innings.
Oh, man.
You just can't make it up. So I want to address this comment. Again, I love that one from Ashutosh. You're the man. Right here. Here we go. From Sion. Nick's South Africa's main issue in this match is that they let the Pakistan tail wag. Otherwise, the lead would have been like 150 by now. Now, the biggest thing they allowed happen was, you're right, because Ashraf, he got 64. I mean, I guess you're right. Yeah, because Hassan Ali, 21. Naman Ali, 24. Yasir Shah, 38. I love that. But the biggest thing was what Fawad did with his 109. That was the biggest, because at that, they were like, what, 44 for 4? It was like all 4s or some nonsense.
27 for 4. 27 for 4.
They were in the 20s? Oh, my gosh. 27 for 4. I mean, disastrous. I saw that. I saw it when I was at 40 for 4. I'm like, oh, poor Ozjad. Like, again, there's Pakistan doing Pakistani things. But then you got Fawad. I mean, we just had this amazing series in Australia. And this is not going to get nearly the hype. But talk about a man like Fawad. Because at first it was Ashwin. It was Fahari mode. It was just, we cannot get to that 5th wicket before we get to 100. And then I think after they got to like 100 or 150, then they started turning it up a little bit. This guy saw 245 balls. I mean, I can already see the R3 wickets on this one. And yes, we will be doing R3 wickets on this. But
you can ask. That's what I was waiting for.
Oh, you guys know, like, we started thinking we'll do R3 wickets for everything. It'll be fantastic. And then it was just kind of like we didn't even watch any of the match, right? R3 wickets is not going to be as good as it can be unless you watch some of the match. When you guys see us doing multiple streams of the same match, you know what's coming.
Can't wait for it, because I know you're going to talk about the drop catches and you're going to talk about the tail wagging. So that'll be a lot of fun for sure. One thing on just to backpack on what you said, Fawad Alam's innings was so instrumental to Pakistan's entire setup, so that he was the one who was playing the innings, the solidity innings. And then when Rizwan came in, when Fahim came in, they could attack. They could be a lot more aggressive in their batting mode rather than, just stopping, defending. And that kind of got the pace up. And there was a stat I showed on when I was doing the review of the match, where in the 3rd innings, the run rate was almost 4. Third session, the run rate was almost 4. But the first 2 sessions, the run rate was 2.5. And then that 3rd session, it was 4. So you could see that trajectory, that they were actually going for that high echelon of the entire thing. So yeah, completely agree with you. Fawad Alam was crucial. And then the the tail, Hassan Ali, Yasir Shah, 38 of 37 or something like that. I don't know where that came from, but probably he wanted another 100.
He had a 6. No, absolutely. I mean, I'm spoil that one thing right now. I'm going to be talking a lot about Fawad because honestly, you can honestly say if things go the way they're going right now, you can honestly say that he saved the match in more ways than one.
Yeah, definitely.
And thank goodness you had him at what? They had him at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. Jeez Louise.
This is the thing. Pakistan thought they'd send in, a night watchman, but the night watchman got out quite quickly, which is
nonsense.
Yeah, it wasn't the best of tactics in hindsight, but again, at the end of the day, they got a lead, a pretty hefty lead, which is why Pakistan look a little better than some other sides would have if the tail didn't wag.
This is an interesting question. This is a very interesting. So this is the deal. Me and Gabe would love that because it brings credibility to the R3 wickets where we got a guy who knows, a wee bit more than we do about this squad, a whole lot more, let's be honest. But the tough thing is the schedules. I know Azja will do everything he can in his power to make it happen. That's interesting. We always want to get the R3 wickets out as soon as possible once the match ends. That is, oh, man. I don't know. I would love for it to happen. I don't know. I'd have to talk to Ozjad off camera to see if we could make it happen. But that's a great question.
That is a brilliant question. Joy, that would be an honor. But again, Nick's right. There's an 8-hour difference, I think, between our living physical locations. I know this is instantaneous, but that is physical locations at least. So yeah, it's let's see. Let's catch up afterwards if you want, Nick.
Say that again.
Yeah, I was just saying we can catch up afterwards.
Yeah. I'm just doing some thinking right now. What? So when it's noon our time, is it 8 p.m. your time?
Yeah.
Hint.
Yeah.
We'll talk somewhere maybe around that time frame.
Yeah.
And actually, we'll talk more later. I'm forgetting tomorrow's Friday, not Saturday, but we'll talk more. I'll hit you on that.
Let me just practice. Okay, right. Just practicing. Right. Okay, cool. That's it.
Yeah. And Gabe's a taskmaster. Taskmaster. He likes to go slow.
Okay. Let's go slow and steady. But no, that'll be brilliant. Yeah, that's a brilliant suggestion. Is that gone?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, there it is.
What
did I say? I said 90. They got it at 87. Man, I should have bought stock in GameStop. Someone said someone invest like a 53,000 and they made 22 million off it. I should have invested with this Luck Street.
Ooh. They've gone for a review.
I would too. It's the last wicket.
No, that looks dead.
There's no bat there. We'll have to look at Ultra Edge, but there's no bat there.
Yeah. I think that's hitting middle leg.
Ozjad, who are you supporting in England versus India test?
Oh, India. I was supporting India in those tests for sure.
No love for England, eh?
Not in this situation. I want an India-New Zealand final or India-Australia final in the World Test Championship. So I need at least India on there. So yeah,
for sure. Right here.
Yeah.
So this guy's been in domestic for 10 years until he finally got his chance?
Yeah, he's taken so many wickets. It's not even funny. That's hitting middle stump.
Oh, yeah.
That's gone.
This guy is a revelation. Okay, I said Fawwan's the reason they won this match. There might be two main guys. And you can't forget about Yasir Shah. Oh, man. There's three of us. If we could do our 3 wickets, there's 3 guys to choose from. It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, definitely. Wow.
I love this comment because you're feeding my ego. Appreciate that. When cricket comes to America, if Nick and Gabe aren't offered commentary jobs, we revolt. Yes.
Agreed. No more cricket in the U.S. unless Nick and Gabe are in the commentary booth doing the commentary. I think they've taken an early lunch as well, by the way.
I mean, it would be smart, right?
Yeah. I think they're going to take an innings break and then a lunch shortly. As is cricket getting more. England's been cricket's been popular here for quite some time, but because of that World Cup win, England did get cricket a bit higher up, but then obviously COVID hit, so it's just kind of in the midst.
All the matches were in England, for crying out loud. When they came back after COVID, that was insane. That had to be like a nice little spike for them there.
Yeah, 100%. And because, the sport was created by England and all that stuff kind of comes into it. But it's always been popular, but it's not been in the top 3 popular sports. It's usually football, as in soccer, rugby, and then something else. So cricket might be getting into that second spot sometime.
Yeah, football's huge. Football's huge, especially the Champions League, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's huge in one place when ESPN here in the States plays those games all the time. I mean, all the time. They have segments about it on SportsCenter, which is just crazy to me because it wasn't that way about 10 years ago. I love this comment. What I'm going to do, and I'm going to challenge myself for my 2021 resolution, because it's going to take a long time. But I promise you guys, at one point this year, I will compile a list of Gabe's rants. Okay? And maybe I'll just make it like an hour-long video. And I'll just I can see it right now. I'm not going to put too much graphics into it. I'll edit back to back, and I'll just put a little description of what the match was or what the situation was that he's losing his mind on. And we'll see if we can get that to go viral. I promise by the end of the year, because I have to go through like hundreds of videos.
Nick, just for my information, when did you first watch your first live stream? Was it the England-West Indies match, wasn't it?
Yep.
That was in July.
Yep.
You could aim for a year, like...
There you go.
Yeah. I don't know what to call it, but like anniversary or something.
Yep, you're absolutely right. And I want to say, like, the rants have kind of died down recently just because, I mean, he's a beaten man. He knows we're streaming right now. He's got to. He hasn't even showed his face in the stream right now. He just can't handle it. He can't handle the truth whatsoever. He can't handle the fact that unless there's an all-out for 86, Pakistan is looking pretty good right now in this situation.
Is he Tom Cruise or is he Jack Nicholson? That's the real question, Nick. Who is Kane in this situation?
Well, in this case, he's Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson, he's going to bring in the crowd. He's going to bring in the viewers, right? But if I remember correctly, at the end of that movie, you got Tom Cruise standing tall and Jack Nicholson's getting carted off to the jail cell.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Movie, oh, man, I can talk about that movie for hours. I watch it every time it comes on TV. I don't own it personally, but I love that movie. And just the sheer cockiness and overconfidence of his character, Jack Nicholson's character, because he thinks he's going to be able to walk off scot-free after he just announced that he ordered the code red. You darn right I did. I mean, I absolutely love it. And he's just like, what? You're going to arrest me? This is silly. This is whatever he calls. I mean, it's just, he's shocked that he's going to get arrested right then and there.
I would say that is in my top 5 best movie scenes of all time. That courtroom scene at the end, I think has to be, and it's disputable. It might be controversial. I don't know. But like, in my opinion, when I think of iconic scenes that I can remember, this is one of them, at least in the top 5, not counting action movies, obviously, because that's action set pieces. That's different. Actual scenes with dialogues in, I always think of that's in my top 5 easily. I'll have to think a bit more about what the others are, but that is at least one of them. And then it's the Godfather scene, obviously, the one where he's speaking to the, what do you call it? His, the
talk about Godfather 2 where he says, you broke my heart?
No, the Godfather 1, the scene where he's, you come to my house and all that scene. So both of them for me, not action scenes, just dialogue scenes. Do you think it's that good? A Few Good Men scene?
Yeah, it's absolutely, and it's so rewatchable. I mean, it's such a popular scene, for crying out loud. It's so rewatchable. It's so good. It hits on every note every single time. And one thing I love is recently I found out on some kind of video that so sometimes when they're filming scenes like that, where they're focusing on Tom Cruise's delivery, they'll just have a stand-in actor stand there. You see the back of his head because Jack Nicholson's schedule is busy and crazy, and he's not saying any lines. They might work an entire day on Tom Cruise trying to get the emotion. But Rob Reiner, the director, he asked as a favor to Jack Nicholson, we just get a better emotion out of our actors when they're talking to you. And instead of having just this Yahoo guy repeating the lines back to get the emotions out, I would rather you do it because you're just so good. He's like, yeah, no problem. I got you. So he was there doing it, even though he wasn't on camera the whole time. And Rob Reiner said, we're not recording him at this point. We're just recording Tom Cruise and his assistant. And Jack Nicholson's killing it every single time. He's got the acting chops and the emotions and the anger every time. And we're not even recording him. And it just made all the actors better. And he's like, I don't know if he said this, but he kind of alluded to the fact that Jack Nicholson will just walk on, the set 5 minutes previously. And he's like, okay, we're just going to get a laid back Jack Nicholson because he's not being recorded. No, we got full on character. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. It's such a great magical scene, that scene right there.
100%. I've heard that about all great actors. Even if they don't have the camera on them, they still react. The best example I can think of is James Avery in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Even when the camera wasn't on him, he'd still be doing the entire emotional arc that character was going through within that scene. So yeah,
I can't believe you brought that up, and I'll tell you why in a second, guys. Before you peace out, because I'm going to end the stream pretty soon. It's 11 o'clock here. It's a perfect time to stop. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave your way out. Don't forget to hook me up, please, and Ozjod by subscribing to his channel. But it's funny you bring that up because on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion special, it's on HBO Max, they were talking about how Will Smith was such a fresh actor. And yes, the Taken dialogue is fantastic. How he was such a fresh actor that he would memorize everyone's lines and he would mouth it to them when they were on camera speaking their lines. And it would drive him crazy because he would distract them. And there's a few shots from the first few episodes of that season where he's actually next to Don Cheadle. He's actually doing it on camera. And I guess the Karen Parsons who plays Hillary, she said, "Stop it." Like she yelled at him off camera one time because he was driving her crazy. But you have those kind of things. But you're right. James Avery, the guy, I mean, the voice of the Shredder, for crying out loud. How can you not know a better person than James Avery? He was great in that show. I heard that about him too. I think in that reunion, that's a great catch right there from Silly Point. But yes, the Taken dialogue, I mean, how many times has that been done over and over and over again? I remember watching that in the theater, like the Friday it first came out. I was so excited from the trailer, and I was not disappointed by the movie at all. So much fun.
Can't top that. Taken was a fantastic movie. That was a fantastic dialogue. I remember, again, going to the cinema, but I didn't know who Liam Neeson was when I watched Taken. I'd only seen him in one film. I'd seen him in one or two films, Phantom Menace, and then some film before that where he's not really a main character, he's just a side character. So I was like, who's this guy, right? And then after that movie, you realize his role from being a side character, any movies he's in, he's one of the main guys. He was in Clash of the Titans, I think he's Zeus. Then moving forward, he started becoming this larger-than-life character in every movie. He'd never be just a simple guy. Because I watched, and this is the thing, I've never seen Gangs of New York till yesterday. I saw Gangs of New York the first hour and a bit for the first time yesterday with my dad. And I was like, this movie is like one of those that just takes you in. I wasn't planning on watching the movie. I was planning on just sitting there, editing my video and then releasing it. And there was a delay in the edit because I started watching the movie. And I was like, this is great.
Gabe loves that movie.
Pardon?
Gabe loves that movie. Yeah. Absolutely loves it.
So I just need to finish it. I haven't finished it yet. I just need to finish that movie. Are they not taking lunch, by the way?
They're not, huh?
Interesting. Are they giving an extra half hour just to see if Pakistan can get the 87 runs or 88 runs?
So they can just go home early? Is that what they want to do?
Maybe. I think that's.
I'm not sure if I can do WWE reactions. I guess we could always try one and see what happens. Never hurts. You never know with the whole copyright stuff, but I love WWE, so some of those wouldn't be real reactions. I've already seen most of those videos. Yes, he was in. I was going to say he was in Batman Begins. Liam Neeson. He's the voice of Aslan in the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe movies. He's the voice of the lion. Yeah. He's in Love Actually, which, that's a British film.
I didn't know he was in Love Actually. I haven't seen Love Actually, to be honest. I must say.
Man. So that's a movie where everyone's in it, but for like 5 minutes. but he has one of the bigger roles. He plays the role of the father of the son who's going through his little story arc. But yeah, he's in quite a few things. But once Taken happened, it seemed like every movie after that was like some rendition of Taken in some way, or he's like the low man, like unknown. It's not a great film, but it's a lot of fun to watch, right?
Yeah. That's the film I thought of. I thought of Unknown. Then there was one with The Grey. Again, it has that type of feel where Liam Neeson's like that main guy. I forgot about him being Ra's al Ghul. Goodness me, right? Okay.
Yes,
I've seen him in more films. Okay, let's just put it that way. But I just can't remember if I have seen him in more films.
No, but Taken definitely, because he was like 50 in that, and he was an action. And I think he said that in an interview. He's like, I never thought when I was 50, 51, 52, I'd be an action star. Now, unfortunately, he had some stuff that came out about him and some things he had said a few years ago that really kind of slowed down his career. And I think he recently announced that he's not going to do any more action movies, which I don't blame the guy. He's like 60 or so. The sad thing is that he lost his wife not too long ago, but like 20 years ago or so, relatively not too long ago. And I think his career, even for him, really took off, unfortunately, after that happened. So hopefully for him, it was more cathartic than anything else.
Yeah.
But we're doing great, Prayag. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, we see Pakistan out there. Imran's out there getting ready at the stumps. I'll stay on for a few more minutes. I wasn't going to go to bed right now anyway. I just thought they were going to go to lunch, so we'll see. Does this guy get any kind of razzing for that last name? I mean, the immature person inside of me, I just see that last name and I can't help but smile.
Do you know how common that name is?
Really?
Yeah. It's like Johnson, if you get me. It's like having the name.
Nice. I like that. But you're right. I mean, that's a great point right there. No one thinks of Johnson in that way. But yeah.
A lot of my, I've got a couple of friends with that last name. One of my dad's closest friends, he has that last name. So it is quite common. Even Ali, as you can see, there's 4 people in the team for Pakistan who have the last name Ali. So that's obviously a quite popular name too. So again, I used to laugh at that not too long ago, but I had to calm myself down. For sure.
You used to laugh at it, but you stopped?
Exactly that. I was setting you up, Nick, and you picked up completely. So thank you for that. Thank you for doing that.
I can't help the puns right now. Gabe would be, losing his mind right now. SK, Sherlock Holmes, the first one is an excellent movie. The second one was such a disappointment for me, even though they introduced Moriarty in that one. But the first one was really, really good. And Robert Downey Jr. and the way he explains things, and I mean, it's so much fun.
That final scene in the second Sherlock Holmes movie got me so excited for the third one. But there is no third one, is there? There never was. And it just like put me off entirely. But at least, I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it. I would always recommend you, if you watch the Sherlock Holmes #1 movie, I think you should always watch the second because of that Moriarty character. I thought Moriarty was amazing in that.
He was.
And when have you seen the TV series, the one with Benedict Cumberbatch?
I have watched. I mean, every season is only a few episodes. I think I've watched the first 2 seasons, and I just haven't gotten back to it yet.
That's fine. First 2 seasons are the best. First 2 seasons
there you go.
are the best. Season 3 is a bit down, and then season 4 is okay as well. But yeah, definitely a show that I would recommend to everyone. Like that's one of the shows I always say, if you want to get into like a show just in general, watch these 3 1.5-hour episodes of Sherlock Holmes, and then let me know what you think. So the first over is a maiden, by the way.
Yeah, and I was gonna say Rabada is coming. I mean, he's coming full speed right now. He's not messing around, and it seems almost. I could be wrong. It's only been where I'm at. Oh, I'm way behind. Yeah, I just saw. There we go. I updated it now. It looks like Imran is kind of playing really tight right now. I don't know. It's only been 6 balls. He doesn't seem like he's in any mood to do anything but maybe defend. But even then, he looks like he's a little glitchy. So he's got to be careful. He could be looking at a very low score if he doesn't kind of change his mood a little bit. That's just what I'm seeing.
Yeah, as you can see, they've all. I think I'm slightly ahead, but basically, I'll tell you what they're doing. They're planning on bouncing the batsman out because they've got Norkia at the other end, who can also bowl super fast. Right, which means even on this slow, dead pitch, he can get that bounce. He can get that bouncer going. And if they have a short leg, that will really benefit them. And I think that's what they're setting up with Bavuma in that short leg position.
Yeah, so he's got the helmet on right there. I don't know. Is that a typical short leg position? Because he's a little farther behind the crease on the right side there, kind of diagonal from the stumps.
There's another fielder just in front. I think if you get the pan shot, you'll get both the fielders on the right.
I mean, you got to commend South Africa for not going down. I mean, I don't think any cricket squad would go down easily, but they're going for it right now, which you got to do.
Pakistan would.
Nick, for the final reaction, there's a K-pop group called BTS. They have a huge audience. I don't listen to them, but I know they have a cult-like audience, so you may get some subs if you react to them. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Appreciate that. I am going to take the final reaction in a different direction than Boring Reviews. One thing I love about CFA, and I mentioned it many times, is how we have a core audience that is going to basically show up for every video that we do and comment and all that kind of stuff. And so I want to kind of do that with the final reaction. I appreciate that suggestion. That's an excellent suggestion. I appreciate how you're thinking about that. But I want to kind of keep it more to people that are going to come back and, you know, not just sub and then never come back again. Anything by Guy Ritchie is my favorite. I say it all the time. King Arthur is a huge guilty pleasure of mine. Everybody hates King Arthur, or they just don't know about it. They don't talk about it. Yeah, I watched it twice, guys.
I watched it twice in the cinema. I watched it twice in the cinema.
Yes, I didn't watch it twice in the cinema, so I love that. Me and my brother Chris, we watched it day one on Friday, and they had the giant theater open for it because they were expecting big things. There's seriously, I think there was like 28 rows going up. We were in the middle. There was 10 people in that theater. It just bombed everywhere. On opening night, there was 10 people in that theater. And granted, we had the day off. I think it was the summertime. So it was like a 3:30 showing, but still only 10 people were there. Absolutely loved it. This last winter break, I was watching it. For Thanksgiving break, I was watching it, getting some stuff ready. And then Jody came down like an hour and a half in, and she was asking questions because she had seen it, but not for a long time. So I said, you know what? Let's just watch it again. And I had no problems. I love that movie.
Oh, man. Guy Ritchie is such a talented director, I'm telling you.
Oh, there's a 4 right there for Imran.
Bush gets a 4. A bit streaky, I think. That's an outside edge. But any runs is good runs at this point for Pakistan. Doesn't matter how they get him. As long as they win the match, no one really cares. One thing I'm going to mention before we get on with, I'm going to talk about Guy Ritchie, if that's okay, is the fact that Pakistan, the Pakistani management needs this win, right? They needed this win because that management was going to get in under review, have a second review if Pakistan lost this a match, right? Even if they lose a match, they're going to get some sort of backlash from the board to say, yeah, you guys need to, probably they're going to let him go or something like that. There's loads of politics with regards to that. So it's good for them that maybe they'll stick around for a little while if Pakistan do win, because they can back this up. Our management, we won this test match. We won. If they win the series 2-0, they'll have something to base their arguments on. But at this moment, yeah, I don't think Pakistan is going to lose.
Say it.
It's over.
Yes, it's over, baby. Oh, I love it. I feel kind of wrong saying that. We'll see. Oh, you're right. I can see that pan shot now. Yeah, you're right. Guy, more true short leg. All right, so that's 5-0. They trail by what? 83, 82?
What would your favorite Guy Ritchie movie be? Because mine is it's hard, but I think it might be Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. It might be.
I have not seen all of them. Okay. All right. Let me see. What was the earliest? What was the earliest one I've seen of his? I've seen Snatch, and I've only seen it the one time. Gabe absolutely is obsessed with that movie. He hates the fact that I don't put it in my top 10. I was not impressed when I saw it the first time. I love Brad Pitt. I love the, his little Irish slang or whatever. I loved his one punch. I got to watch it again now that I respect Guy Ritchie as a screenwriter, first and foremost. And so I probably got to say King Arthur, which is like, I just love that movie so much. The first Sherlock Holmes is fantastic. Snatch, I can respect it, but it's not one of my favorites. I have not seen Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels yet. And I know I'm missing something. There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
I'm going to look them up right now, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, the new Aladdin was Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, that was good.
The Gentleman with Hugh Grant and that King Arthur, basically, and Matthew McConaughey. That film. Man from U.N.C.L.E. With Henry Cavill. That was Guy Ritchie as well. So yeah, I'm a huge Guy Ritchie fan, a Tarantino fan, Spielberg, and Scorsese. So that sounds very typical, if you know what I mean. But at the same time, they're great, right? So obviously I'm gonna like them, aren't I? And recently, Russo brothers have really impressed me with the Avengers side of things. Zack Snyder. Oh, there's too many directors, Nick. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep going on and on if I start saying that.
I'm not a huge Zack Snyder fan, to tell you the truth. I'm kind of upset with him with what he did with DC. I'm excited for Justice League and see what happens, but I don't have a lot of confidence that it's going to change people's opinions unless they're diehard fans like us. What's up? Super chat here. Snatch is amazing. I laughed all the way through the movie. I got to watch it again, guys. I definitely do.
What? Lock, Stock, my favorite. Also, Snatch. Yeah, there's a lot of these movies, a lot of Guy Ritchie movies, at least 2 or 3 that I can think of, have been copied almost identically into Bollywood, and they're not very good in Bollywood, unfortunately. So I'd seen the Indian versions first, and I was like, these films aren't any good. And then my brother goes, "What's the original?" And then I watched the original, and I was like, okay, this movie is great. So I understand why they wanted to copy it, but they just couldn't pull off what Guy Ritchie pulled off. And similar with, have you seen Hitch by Will Smith and Kevin? Yeah. So there's an Indian version called Partner with Salman Khan and Govinda in 2007. So they released that. And I was really excited about the Indian version, but I didn't like the Indian version too much. And I thought, oh, how about if I watch the original? The original is great. Yeah. But again, usually remakes are not the best when you're, adapting something from an entirely different setup.
I am personally not a fan of remakes. Because I always aspired to be a screenwriter first and foremost, and then an author and whatnot, and this or that. I have a lot of respect for screenwriters, and remakes, you just can't remake that magic. I would love a Back to the Future reboot, but there's probably a good reason they haven't done it yet, because they probably destroy it. I think you could. I think there's so many talented people out there where you don't even call it Marty McFly, but you can have that whole time machine and have different adventures and different things. I think it would be, there's just so many limitless options out there. But I will say we love Drishyam, which I know was a remake. I think it was a remake of a remake. I think when it came to Bollywood, it was the 3rd version of it. And we absolutely love that. Have not seen the original one. I think there's a Drishyam 2 coming out actually from the original one. But I can only imagine, because everyone said they loved the original much better. And we love the AJ Devon one. So
same here. I've only seen the Ajay Devgan one, and I thought it was such a good film. Like it's a movie I watch it literally every 6 months. It's one of those films. I watch it every 6 months. Whenever like me or my wife are kind of down, we're like, oh, there's nothing else to watch. Let's just watch Drishyam, right? We just watch it. We've seen it so many times, but even now, I'm waiting for that, how things transpire. It's not like, oh, I want to fast forward to the good bits. It's like, I want to go through that entire process once again to get you into that mode. And I know you've watched it. I don't know if you've reviewed it yet, but have you seen White Tiger completely?
Yes. So we reviewed it and we watched it all the way. Yeah, absolutely.
I haven't seen all of it, so that's why I haven't seen your review yet. But I don't mind spoilers, honestly, as you know. I've seen half of it, and then I stopped. I thought it's like 1 a.m. Let me sleep now, and then I'll wake up. So I've seen half of it, and it looks all right. It looks like a decent film. It's not something that I was too excited about, but it's a lot better than I expected. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, it's interesting because they're not just, when I say they, I don't mean the Indian industry, and I don't even think that's technically Indian because the director is from Iran and whatnot. But anyways, filmmakers around the world are making such different movies. I finished The Great Indian Kitchen, and we will review that probably tomorrow. And that movie, it's such a different type of movie, and it focuses. I was telling my wife about it, and she's like, it sounds like the entire movie is, such and such. I don't want to give anything away if you haven't seen it. And I said, yes, it is. But when you leave the movie, it leaves you with such like a feeling about this or that and whatever. There's so many different movies out there. And there's another boundary right there. It gets me mad when you have all these different options, these different types of film, and you watch a movie and it's just garbage. Like, I just hate when a movie's garbage. White Tiger, I see a lot of the comments, they say the second half wasn't their favorite part of the movie. I liked the movie all the way through. I just felt like there was parts of the second half that just got really rushed with how slow and deliberate they were with the first half. But the kid, Darsha, I think his name, he was fantastic the entire movie.
Absolute star. Star was born in that movie, definitely. I can't argue that. And Ocean's 11 remake, one of the best remakes, though, in my opinion.
Oh, man. Yes.
George Clooney. Oh, what a cast that.
And it's because they made it. I own the original. I still haven't seen it yet. I can't imagine the dialogue style is the same thing. And even though it was Soderbergh, it was almost like a Guy Ritchie style or an Aaron Sorkin style, because it was just quick and it was quippy and it was witty. And it was just every one of those movies, they have a scene where Brad Pitt and George Clooney, they're having a conversation without saying anything. And the one person keeps talking as if the person is saying anything and he's not saying anything. You think we need to get another guy? Okay, we'll get another guy. Yeah, we'll get another guy. And the whole time Brad Pitt is just eating his food, watching TV. It's golden. It's so fantastic. You're right. That's a great remake. I like this comment from Arjit. Agent Vinod is that kind of movie. It bombed, but I loved it so much. Watched it 2 times in theaters. It's a spy movie with Saif Ali Khan. I'll have to check it out.
It's not as bad as it looks in terms of how do I put this? The numbers. It didn't get, as he said, it bombed. Yes, it did, but it wasn't that bad. But the graphics, I didn't find the graphics that good in the movie. That was my big issue. When they had a couple of fight sequences, it didn't look realistic enough. It looked too CGI, which is one of my big qualms with films like Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 2. So, like, just in comparison. So that's, if you are okay with that, give it a watch, Nick. But it's an interesting movie. It's got some very unique style of doing certain aspects. I don't want to give anything away, but there's a couple of scenes that were very unique, at least in India, in my experience. So it was really good to see.
Yeah, and I love movies like that where you just watch it and you're just thinking to yourself, no one else is talking about this movie. And I try to tell my friends about it, and they're just like, like, what is wrong with me for liking it so much? Because I just love this movie. So I love that. Agent Vinod is Arjit's. We'll have to check it out. Here you go. Is this the guy you were talking about?
Yes. Yeah. Good. Just Google him. Just Google him now, Bazid Khan. Just Google him now. You'll see.
We'll check it out.
You'll see what I'm talking about. Because it is honestly, Hamza, you are the 11th person in 4 weeks to tell me that. Thank you, Nick. 11th person in 4 weeks who's told me that. And I'm telling you, Nick, you're going to say, yeah, I see it. I see why.
Oh, man. I mean, honestly, let me see this right here. It's crazy. Besides the forehead, right? It's insane. And tell me if I'm wrong, Ozjad. You seem like you're 6'1", 6'2", like a tall gentleman.
I'm 5'11". 5'11".
Are you really? Oh, I thought you were much taller. Well, when you sit down, you look taller. This guy looks like a mammoth. Is this guy pretty tall?
I think he's about 6 foot as well.
Oh, he looks bigger than that. I'm a bad judge of height there. But that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Appreciate that. Well, for everyone who likes Bazid Khan, please go to Cricket Forest 2.0. Do subscribe to Cricket Forest 2.0. We have Bazid Khan there all the time. I'm there every single second of the day. Go like the video, comment telling me that I look like Bazid Khan, and I will make sure I reply to you. But honestly, I've got so much. Like, Nick, I don't know if I've told you this, and it's a secret between you and all of the CFA family, right? I got a call on Instagram by a person who was a guest on my channel, Wahid Khan, right? He got the phone and he said, I've got someone to introduce you to. Turned the phone around and it's Bazid Khan on the other side of the phone to show him that this is the guy I was talking about who looks like you.
No way.
He had a mask on, obviously, because they were in like public, because he's doing the commentary, right? Bazid Khan is one of the guys doing the commentary. And he showed me it and I was like, hello, sir, how are you doing? He's like, hi, how are you? Yeah, I have to go into the commentary booth, but thank you, blah, 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 and left. and I'm trying to get him on my channel.
Oh, you gotta get him. That would be fantastic.
Right? I have to, so I hope so. I hope so. If I can get him, that would be brilliant. Oh man!
And there's the other one from Sean right there.
So you've got both sides. So you've got Bazid Khan and Ishant Sharma merged into Azjad. So if you like Ishant Sharma, please go to Cricket for Us 2.0. I'm going to keep doing this. This is the big thing I'm going to start now. I'm going to start this whenever I do a stream on my channel as well. I'll say, if you like Ishant Sharma, then come on down.
You got to do it, man. I love it. Got to find those moments.
There's someone who just said no one likes Bazid Khan. The thing is, there are huge fan bases of Bazid Khan, right? And then there's huge haters of him as well, because they think his delivery isn't as exciting or passionate. But the thing is, there's a huge fan base for him as well. So everyone has their own opinion on him, to be honest. Yeah, he's funny. Yeah. Unless you're talking about me, because then I'm confused. But if you're talking about him, yeah. They don't want to lift the curse, did they?
Oh, that's cool that Ancient Vinod had the same director as Anadun. Someone had mentioned earlier in the stream, they're probably not even with us right now, but they said, well, that sounded really bad. They're probably not in the stream right now, but they had said that, come on, Nick, Gabe's going to fight back and he's going to make you eat your words. At this point, he would have to go on like a 6-month winning streak for it to be evened up. I mean, I'm not too worried about it, to tell you the truth.
I know you've seen Andhadhun, right? Have you seen Badlapur? It's another Bollywood film with Nawazuddin Siddiqui. Right. It's the same director as Agent Vinod and Andhadhun.
I think I reacted to it.
Yeah, I have a feeling you have. I don't know if you've seen the entire movie, though.
I haven't seen the movie, but I remember reacting to it, and I remember thinking Gabe would love this type of thing, because it looks like Nawaz and the other guy just go head-to-head the entire time, right?
Yeah. Ooh. Right. The first 8 minutes of that movie just made the entire, it was, I don't want to give anything away. If you get a chance in the next year or so, give it a watch. That's what I'm going to say. If you get a chance.
Absolutely. Another boundary.
Yeah. Maharaj coming in very early, right? He's bowling in this, 7th over?
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's interesting. We know that Rabada and Norkia aren't tired because they are only up there for a few balls. So they should be well rested.
I think it's because of the potential of the turn on this 4th day pitch. Another shot through point. Is that going to be 4 as well? Yes, it is. Abid Ali, 2 4s on trot from Maharaj, cutting through point and looking pretty good against spin compared to what he would look like in front of the pace bowlers. So maybe this is a trick that they've actually messed up on South Africa in that instance. In this first over, he's already gone for 8. Has only 5 balls done. He's got 1 ball remaining. Ooh, 18 for 0, 5.5.
Maybe too soon to bring him in.
Yeah.
Sean, I am not the biggest dog expert. I'm really not. Which dog for newbies you'd recommend? Doberman, GSD. What's GS? German Shepherd? Lab, Pit Bull, or anything? Personally, it depends on what your situation is. This would be my little advice I have. It depends on your situation. If you're a single guy, you more than likely you're going to think, I want a big dog. That's going to be fantastic. Big dogs need a lot of exercise and they need a lot of food. And, when they go to the bathroom, it's a good amount, right? So you got to keep that in consideration. Little dogs might be happy, but you can train to a certain degree. They don't eat a lot of food. When you're walking, they're not pulling you. They don't need to run for miles and miles. So just keep that in mind. I would say for a newbie, I would go for just a small, simple dog. Doesn't shed a lot. Most dogs that are big, you have to train them to be those protection dogs. They're not going to instantly just be there to protect your house and all this kind of stuff. So a lot of people just get a big old dog, like a Mastiff or something. They think it's going to be fantastic. And then they realize how much space they take, how much exercise they need, how much food they eat. So I would just stick with something smaller. Arjit says get a pit bull. And I hear great things about pit bulls, but you have to be willing to train. That's the most important thing. Whatever dog you get, be patient, be willing to train, go through the entire situation, day in, day out. And then, Arjit, I think Arjit can say he's probably had his for less than a year. So I'm sure right now he's loving it because he's put in the work. And I think Arjit did put in the work. What about you, Ozjot? Are you more of a dog person?
I'm actually I'm actually neither. I'm not a dog person or a cat person. To be honest, I sit very far away whenever I see either. So I have my food and then I just run off if any of them are in the vicinity. However, I think cats for me probably would be easier to handle. Dogs, I've always been quite, I don't want to say afraid of, but you know what I mean. Like I've always been a bit wary of, nervous whenever I'm near them, because they sound like people. Oh, not people. They sound like animals that are easily, they're going to attack. They're those types of animals. So for me, I'm more of a cat person if I had to choose. But to be honest, I'm neither. I saw a comment I really want you to talk about, is the one about the Undertaker streak, just above Arjit's comment, I think.
Oh, Undertaker. I love it. All right.
Where'd it go? Yeah, it's from Shai Manju. Gabe is having an Undertaker streak. Streaks are meant to be broken. That's what I wanted to talk
about. I can't find that comment, but I love that. The Undertaker streak, I mean, it got to a point where it was just like, come on, he's never going to lose. And I think he lost first to Brock Lesnar, if I'm not incorrect.
Yeah.
And I think it was Mick Foley, who's one of my favorite personal wrestlers. Great author, too. They claim that was a wicked. They're not getting the finger on that one. Mick Foley said in one of his stand-ups, actually, that Brock Lesnar was the best person to end the streak because he just does not care. You can slash his tires. You can threaten his life. He doesn't care. He's not scared of you. He's not worried about what the fans are going to do. He's going to go out and do Brock Lesnar things. And so, anyways, with the Undertaker, I mean, it's kind of getting that way, right? I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous because there would be matches where you're like, okay, this is the fan favorite. This guy's going for it. This is going to be his WrestleMania moment. He's going to take down Undertaker, and then Undertaker would do that patented get up and then take him out. So that's great. That's a great comparison. Back to the dogs. If I had to make a choice of those options, I would say a Labrador. They are the most calm, from my experience.
I just want to add something. One thing I think, whenever you do the R3 wickets, is the reviewing that both sides have done, the DRS, right? They've been absolutely horrible choices. Like this one, you could have never, I don't know why they reviewed it. It even hit outside, leg stump, right? So I don't know why they even thought about reviewing that decision. Yeah, exactly. I've read a comment there. Yeah, it's not the smartest of decisions to review that.
Desperation. I mean, I'm not sure who called for the review. I'm assuming DeCock, he's right there, wicketkeeper. He's the captain. Absolute desperation.
Oh, that's a straight drive by Abid Ali. Oh, my goodness. What a shot. Oh, man. Is it? No, it's not Abid Ali. It's Imran Butt on debut. This guy. Right, it's his debut as well. So he's
wow, it's his debut. That's awesome. Yeah, that got right past the fielder before he can get to the angle to it. Arjit says pit bulls love humans the most. You will not get a more lovable breed than pit bull. They are like big teddy bears. One thing I do know about dogs, because we've tried several different dogs, and we kept going the rescue route because we just, you feel good about rescuing. I don't know if Arjit is a rescue or a puppy. I would not recommend the rescue route unless you are a dog person. You know what you're doing. Me and Jody, we don't know what we're doing, so it didn't work out for us. We were fostering to adopt, and it just didn't work out either time. They both were a little too aggressive with the kids, and it made us super nervous, so we had to get them out of our house. But puppy, you put in the work, you train them, and I can see what Arjit is talking about. Absolutely. But yeah, it's all about training. Okay. You train them to be an attack dog if you want that kind of dog, or you train them to be a lovable dog, and that's just what they're going to be. It's lunch right now.
I think it's going to be an extended lunch because it's Friday, so they're going to go off for Friday prayer, I think. So it's probably going to be an hour lunch. I've read that somewhere, and I think
that's cool.
It might be something that they're doing. So there won't be any play till 8:30, I think. Not 8:30. 8:30, wherever you are, an hour from now. Goodness me.
Here's one last question for you, Ozjon, or maybe one last question. I saw a butt in the score. Thought they brought back Salman, but is he banned for life?
He's not banned for life, but after the 7-year ban ran out in 2017, Pakistan have just not brought him back. He's performed domestically quite well, but they've had a process that there were 3 players who were banned. 1 player was brought back because he was young. But the other 2, they said because they were adults, they had their heads on straight. They weren't coerced or anything. One was the captain, who was Salman Butt. So they're not going to bring him back. So, something similar to, what happened with in South Africa with Australia. Steve Smith was banned for a year. David Warner was banned for a year. But with Pakistan, they banned players for 5 years, 7 years, and 10 years. These 3 players. So the 5-year one is Mohammad Amir. You might have heard. You've reacted to his wickets quite recently. So he was banned for 5 years. Salman Butt, he was the captain at the time, he was banned for 7. And the next player was Mohammad Asif, the other bowler. He was banned for 10 years. And again, he's played domestic club cricket, and he's still really good. He's almost 40 years old, still really good, but he's not going to get a chance. And I don't think Salman Butt's going to get a chance. Salman Butt is commentating somewhere, and he's not got his own YouTube channel, I don't think, but he is appearing on a lot of YouTube channels. He's got pretty good English, so I'll see if I can get him and then pass him over to you, Nick and Gabe, and that'll be really interesting. If I can get him on, that would be fantastic.
That would be crazy. We'd appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, we're working on it. I can say I had hinted to Ozjod about getting a big interview. That's not locked down yet, but I will say it was really cool. Jamie texted me this morning. We're going to have him on to do a little preview of India, England within the week. So look out for that. But you're welcome. Thank you so much, Rosoabs. I'm sorry I killed your name right there, but thank you so much for that comment. But I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. Ozjod, thank you so much. I know you probably got work pretty soon. I got to get some bed right here, but this was a lot of fun. It was great to see, my prediction ring true so far. Hopefully when I wake up, I don't see a big debacle on our hands. We'll see what happens. But guys, thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget, please, to like and subscribe this. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Also, Cricket for Us 2.0. Check out what Ozjod's doing over there. His recaps are getting more and more views by day, so go ahead and support that. And if you like Hollywood movies and you don't get enough reaction channels, even though there's like a million out there, check out Final Reaction. All those links are either on our channel, Cricket for Us 2.0. Very easy, just type in Cricket for Us, and it'll pop up right away. Ozjod, thank you so much for joining me, my friend.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. And everyone here, thank you for your time, everything. It's been awesome. It's been a great session for Pakistan, so I'm quite excited, to be honest.
It's a good way to start your Friday, right?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Thank you so much.
All right. And guys and girls, thank you so much. Ozjod, you're going to help me out with this one. Until next time.
That's 6 runs.
Like a true